fuck it then. Let's just do it on that, yeah?
And we can share it around for groups while we're chatting as well.
Okay. Whatever you think's best.
I'm hitting the fucking button. I'm fucking doing it. Are you ready?
For it.
It's done. It's done.
Well,
no going back now.
I was going to be a dick
Oh,
then and
hang
be
on.
like, oh shit, I'm not ready. But that would have been because he would have been like, oh no.
Right.
Hold the phone there. No, 1 second. Done. Redirecting. Okay, it's redirecting.
Saying we are live.
Is it?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it on the Facebook page.
Go ahead, lads.
Go Facebook.
Right. Yo, how are you doing, folks? Sorry about that. We're trying something a bit different today with episode 18. So we are joined by the guys from the High and Homegrown podcast. And as they usually do, they do a live recording of their podcast. And subsequently, I was talked into doing the same with the Simpa Life this evening. So this could be quite interesting, guys. We have 6 of us from various corners of the world. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting show. So please feel free to comment along and share wherever you're seeing this. So, Maga, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm also like, my heart is palpitating out my fucking chest. All this was thrown on me in the last fucking like hour, and then like everything just went fucking wrong in the first 5 minutes of us trying to actually attempt to put this out at 7. So that's why we were a bit late.
Do you hear this, lads? Do you hear this? This is what I have to suffer with every week. These guys just sit there waiting, having friendly conversations like, yeah, man, let's wind Mackie up as much as possible.
but that's what makes it fun for us.
We need something to do at the weekend.
Well, the fucking my Fitbit actually, or my Garmin or whatever the fuck it is, actually thinks I'm doing an activity at the moment, so I better take it off.
Beats you dying. Beep, beep.
With all that clicking, I wonder what I think you're doing.
Look, I can see us.
So, guys, do you want to introduce yourselves for people that don't sort of know who you are?
Monkey, you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Hey, I'm Monkey. I'm a cocoa grower over at Percy's. I live in the southeast U.S. How's it going, guys?
Have you, Monkey?
GB, you want to go next? I'm just going to smoke some.
Hey, how's it
going? You on the
going?
bong yet?
No. I just packed it, so you caught me just before I fucking wrapped my lips around it. Yeah, no, I'm GB. I'm a cocoa and a soil grower. Obviously, I'm Percy's and High and Homegrown. And as you can tell from the accent, I am Irish.
You sure that's not Australian?
I'm 100% sure it's not. That's Mackie is the Aussie on our fucking.
Oh, you dickheads. Yes. So, yeah, and you want to go next, mate?
Hello, everybody. Zombie Nation from the UK. Soil grower, admin at Percy's Grow Room. That's about it. Yeah, hello.
Yep.
Stoned to the bone at the moment, by the way. I've been smoking all day, so if I start dribbling, excuse me.
It's exactly what we wanted. We can have a good smoke session this evening. The combination of combining these two podcasts, I think, will be great to see the diversity of our audiences and to be able to commingle so that we get to expose each other's audiences to each other's shows.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Mackie from Percy'sGrowroom.com as well, and I'm the host of High and Homegrown. Yeah, that's about it. I'll grow weed in different mediums. I smoke lots of it. I enjoy it. Yeah, there we go, really.
I think that makes 6 of us.
Yeah, no, we all have that big thing in common, man. We all love the ganja.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes.
So with us being live here tonight, guys, you have the option and the ability to send us some questions as well, which is a novelty and a first. So if you do want to reach out and ask anything, please do hit us up in the comment section below. I actually have the screen here so we can see what's going down.
Yeah, man, feel free to ask questions about conspiracy theories and shit like that as well. We do like to cover that.
We don't know much info about them, but, feel free to ask.
But no flat earth shit. I don't want to hear none of that.
Any flat earthers? No.
So I suppose a lot of people that won't know what Percy's Grow Room is or the High and Homegrown podcast, could you give us sort of a brief history of sort of how long you've been doing it and why you started?
Percy's Grow Room has been around for a couple of years now. It's a forum which I started, ZN joined like not long after, and pretty much collected we've all come together and built this massive forum. And we've got like 40,000 threads or something now from different topics all over different sections of cannabis growing. We've got hundreds of guides, and we just like to try and help people grow their own cannabis and understand that it's easy to do. There's a lot of sites you'll go to that they write guides in loads of unnecessary detail and use complex words, and they make it sound actually more difficult than what it is. So we try to just keep it as simple as possible, try and get as many people growing as possible, and make people enjoy it while they're doing it too.
Yeah, I suppose I always say education is key. So by being able to provide people with the tools to make themselves self-sufficient. Because I mean, most people forget we call cannabis a weed for a reason. It kind of grows kind of easily. If you provide the right sort of climate, it will reward you.
And that's it. We just want to keep it easy, and we want to encourage new growers as well. It's something that's different with Percy's than most other websites. Even on Facebook, you'll see if a new person asks a question, you'll have loads of people coming on and just mocking them for it, like they weren't in a position where they didn't know once. But at Percy's Growing, we like to encourage the new growers, and you can come and ask the silly questions that it's sometimes called. But no question is a silly question, just the one you don't ask.
I still ask fucking silly questions every day of the week.
Sometimes you get the best answers from.
Yep.
It's how you learn. It's how everybody learns, you know? And I think after a while, people can forget what it's like to be a new grower and how intimidating it can be. So we just like to offer a place where you don't need to be intimidated and you can ask any question you like.
I'm intimidated. I've just noticed. I'm missing from your YouTube.
Yeah, I'm in the.
How shocking is that?
I am in the process of trying to fucking rearrange it, but I noticed that it's not following the order that I'm seeing. So I'm trying to take your place off screen, and I'm not sure how to fucking translate it across. So I apologize.
Conspiracy theories.
As soon as you said that, I was like, no, fucking get him out.
I don't give a shit anyway. I don't really care. I know I'm here because I can hear me.
Fuck, he's noticed.
No, I am trying to fix it, mate. I will try.
Honestly, Macca, it's not a problem. I just noticed somebody said there's any that's 5 showing in the thing, and I was thinking who's missing, and I couldn't see it.
It's weird that it's only showing 5.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure what the setting is on that.
There you go, zombie. Now it's just you.
Now it's just you. Okay, great. Okay. We are fucking this up.
And see, I haven't even got an avatar now. That's bollocks, man.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Hang on, let me try and do something about that.
Take it out of gallery view, man, and put it on normal view.
Yeah. I was gonna. So that's back to normal view, but it's still gonna show me. I was like,
it only show you when you speak, though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, now we got 6.
Have you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Fucking.
I'm back now.
Magic, just like that, done.
Sweet.
Macca magic, telling you.
Here's Macca. Not that I was bothered, obviously.
Man, I was panicking again. Fuck's sake.
It's horrible, isn't it, mate?
It is
horrible.
It was never going to run too smoothly with us deciding to do this with an hour before the show.
Hey, it's going smooth enough, man. It's working.
It's working.
Exactly. I've now lost comments though on the feed I've had, so give me 2 seconds.
That's it. This is the start of it, though. Next week, you'll be up on the Streamlabs with the nice graphics and everything.
That's just it, yeah.
I must admit, your graphics package is quite impressive that you do in your lives. It is something we have to...
Yeah, I built that all myself, man.
Oh, shut up, you big-headed Ken.
Yes, you know. Appreciate.
Hey, listen, guys, right? The whole, almost the entirety of Percy's Grey Room and High on Homegrown is down to that man. Near enough the entirety of it.
Only the way it looks.
Oh, yeah, obviously, without the community, you'd just be sitting there talking to yourself. But all the graphics, all the majority of the original posts and everything is 100% Mackie on his own.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
He's done a cracking job, despite some people saying that he would fail. Sorry, had to get that one in there. You know who you are.
Yeah, there are haters out there, and they do fuel the fire, because you want to prove the haters wrong. It's like, oh yeah, you think this ain't gonna work? Watch, and then I graft like a dog. Like I work so hard on the forum, on the podcast, just to make it bigger, to prove the haters wrong. Like anybody can do it. You just have to want to. It's one of them. And we encourage people to do it as well. Like telling you guys how to get the Streamlabs up and running and do all this shit. We'd like to encourage more people to make their own podcast, build a website if you want to do that.
Yeah, just decentralized resources is what we're really sort of moving towards. Is that we're seeing the limitations of mainstream media. I mean, you saw when I put up a post for this advert, the advert for this on Facebook, because I tagged the forum of Percy's Grow Room. it flashed up across the screen, forbidden URL, and just removed the post. It didn't delete it. It just removed it. It just disappeared.
Yeah, it's only the forum link is not allowed, though. I think it's because the type of site it is. But the front end of the site is allowed. So percysgrowing.com, that's fine. But if you put /forum at the end, they'll be like, nah, mate, no, you ain't going there.
It's weird though, but it's emblematic of the shadow banning and the restrictions that we're seeing on our community. I mean, we're still seeing it in legal territories, in regions where the law has become a lot more progressive, but people are still losing their accounts for engaging in legal behaviors in legal states.
And a lot of work goes into them, mate. I'm sure you are aware of how much work goes into these channels.
Yeah, exactly. The content producers and the people that actually spend their time working on this in this kind of community, you end up dedicating hundreds of hours down to some projects.
We have videos. We've got videos on Percy's Grow Room's YouTube channel, tutorial videos, which took me about 6 weeks to put them together. They are long, proper tutorial videos, and they've got like 150,000 views each. Massive videos, but it took so long to make them videos, and then they're online, and it's taken so long to gather 150,000 views for each of them. So 300 just between them two videos, and it can be gone just like that. Just because YouTube fucking decided. And it's like a lot of work's gone into that, a lot of effort, and a lot of people like them videos, but YouTube disagrees with it because it's cannabis content.
There was that whole apocalypse that happened on YouTube a couple of years ago. People with like million plus sub accounts were just gone, and there was no recourse. People couldn't get the channels back.
Excuse me.
It's weird. I think we're seeing a slight kind of resurgence in that in terms of
we did notice a couple of weeks ago. Any link you put to anything cannabis in your YouTube description, you know, because we have lots of guests on our show. Every week we have a new guest, and they're always cannabis related in some way. But I can never put the link to their website in our YouTube videos, because if YouTube picks that up and it's cannabis, it's instant strike. And if we get another one, we can't live stream. And yet we live stream every Sunday, and we have 50 people there waiting for us to kick up the show, and we all just enjoy a session every week. So we have to make sure that we're up and running. So we can't take the risks like that. And it's a shame because it suppresses your content to some extent. You can't do what you really want to do because YouTube's gonna fucking bend you over.
It's an unfortunate limitation, but I think this is why it's good for audio only sort of podcasts, is that especially when you use sites like Anchor, so you can upload and it will re-upload to other platforms for you and do a lot of the legwork. That we don't really face a lot of shadow banning with stuff like that. Well, yet. Fingers
for sure.
Fingers crossed.
Still happen, mate.
I'm sure.
YouTube will change its algorithm, so your audio will be picked up, and as soon as you mention one of those words related to cannabis, gone, mate.
But this is the thing, man. It's like you have to expect it. No matter how big your channel gets, or how many downloads you get on your podcast, or how many Facebook likes you get, any day they could just go, it's gone, mate, bye. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just start again. And the important thing is to just make sure that you have a good grassroots community. But because then if that does happen, those people will follow you. You make a new page, and then people are coming to that next page. You know, that's the important, and the cannabis community is full of people like that. You know, you can build a good grassroots hardcore community.
For sure, man.
Everybody wants to stick together because we suffered for so long, you know, and we all have to hide in the shadows as cannabis users. We can't tell everybody we smoke because we might suffer repercussions. So when we all come together in a place where we all share that common interest, people flourish, man. They come out of their shadow a little bit more and get to know each other more. They don't have to hide so much.
I think it's one of the things I really appreciate about your podcast is you're kind of trying to do the same thing, or you're doing the same thing that we're trying to do, which is understand and discuss the therapeutic sort of benefits of cannabis without sort of leaning too far into being, we are medical and only medical. Do you know what I mean? You guys enjoy cannabis, you grow cannabis, you celebrate its wide culture.
We are diverse, and we like to express each other's opinions and not argue about it. We can have disagreements and discussions about things, but it never turns into an argument. It's okay to differ in opinion. We'd like to see cannabis growing as an art form. There's so many different ways to do it, and everyone has their own little individual techniques and signatures on how they put their grow together. And for somebody to come along and say, no, you're doing that wrong. If the plant's growing well and you're getting good weed at the end of it, it's not wrong, is it? It's just their technique, and that's fine, man. And people forget that sometimes. It's like an art form rather than a science. There is science to it, and the science is important, but there's also art to it, and everybody has their own particular way to grow. And that's something which we should all appreciate more, you know?
Yeah, and there's a lot to mastering your your field, as it were. So if you are an outdoor grower in a certain climate, yeah, you may match that. But if you then go a couple of thousand miles north or south, you might really struggle because you've you've learned the specifics of that type of growing.
But that's another beauty of it. With cannabis growing as a hobby. I've grown in cocoa for a long time, and I'm pretty good at growing in cocoa. You get used to it. You know what the plant needs. Yeah. But now I've moved over to live in soil, and my plants ain't looking too well. And it's just it's back to learning again. There's always something new to learn. You can always stay occupied and move to a new medium, use some different nutrients, try a new light. There's always something new you can do when you're growing cannabis. It's a good hobby for that. You can never get bored of it. It always gets interesting.
Yeah, exactly that. It's easy to learn, but nearly impossible to master. You know, I mean, you can figure out how to get a plant to maturity quite quick, but yeah, once you start looking into it, and then when you really get down into the nitty gritty of the science, there's some really deep rabbit holes you can end up down.
Yeah.
I know. I was talking to somebody the other day actually who knows a 24-year-old master grower who can only grow in soil. 24-year-old master grower.
No offense to youth, but it takes a little time to master this stuff.
Came out of the uterus with a
You never will master it, man. And the true masters will sit there and say, I ain't a fucking master, because they are masters. Exactly. And they understand how complex this shit really is. And it cannot be mastered. It's only the naive, ignorant guys who are going to be like, yeah, I'm a master. Watch my shit. My shit. It's like I say, I'm good at growing in cocoa. I'm not a master. And everybody on the forum is like, go to Mackie, he knows this, is a legend. It's like, no, man, I'm just some guy who's grown in cocoa for 10 years
and knows how to do it.
Mistakes and learned from them. I've just made more mistakes than everybody else. So I'll teach you what I learned from my mistakes, so you don't have to make them mistakes yourself.
Well, to be fair, mate, that's how you become a master at shit. By learning from your mistakes. The people who don't learn from their mistakes remain idiot dick swingers on Facebook. Idiot dick swingers on Facebook, if you're listening.
Oh yeah, we're on Facebook, man. Be nice to Facebook, bro.
That's our main share. We didn't share on fucking YouTube. That's everybody gone now. Done.
Shit.
Sorry, Facebook. You master just to fucking inflate your ego.
To be fair, I mean, Facebook's full of them. There's groups all over the place who think they're absolute masters at everything. And
man, I'm sure the listeners
and shit, and they look at you like you're some kind of idiot.
Yeah, I'm sure the people
mention a comment to somebody and they're like, ha ha ha, did everybody see that comment? Look at what he said. More fucking proofs in my tent, man.
Indeed.
I'm smoking
in my
proof.
jars.
The jar's there, right?
Fucking hell.
It's quite an elitist attitude, obviously, and people have this, especially Facebook. I mean, me and Mac have discussed this before about people having different personalities on different social media platforms, and Facebook seems to be one of those platforms that is being designed and tweaked to get the most dickish nature out of us. And so we feel entitled by it, and we can't understand the context of somebody's comment. So we may read a story and interpret it in an entirely different way to somebody else who's then commented on it from a different perspective. We've then misviewed their comment and ended up in a 20 fucking comment thread of argument because we've misinterpreted the the
That's the algorithms, man. The algorithms do it. It's like sorry, Zian.
When you're all right, carry on.
When you scroll through Facebook, they want you to interact with what's in your news feed, and the most likely thing that people are going to react with is something that's going to make them have an argument and be argumentative. So it shows you things that you disagree with. It won't show you every post, but it'll know how long you scroll for before you get bored, and when you hit that point, it's like, quick, flash one of them up, and it'll catch you, and you'll be like, oh my god, you can't, I'm going to get involved in that. And then
it's usually the media ones. The media ones are good for that.
This explains why my timeline is just filled with cops boasting about cannabis busts.
Yes.
It's like literally every third thing is just a police force.
This is what he likes to see.
Interacts
with this content a lot.
Locked up on it, They just want to see people getting busted.
They've started doing this in Ireland now because I think they fucking started to panic because of the Little Collins incident and how much publicity that got. And you can see tight butt that squeaky bum moment, isn't it? Like it's like, oh shit, we better fucking. And all of a sudden on Twitter, on Facebook and whatnot, it's all like breaking 300 grand with like 7 plants in the corner or whatever. Do you know that kind of way? It's like you remortgage in the house as well.
Mac, I talk about this all the time. According to all of the finds that I could find in the last 2 weeks, they have seized the region of like fucking 12 to 13 million euros worth of weed, from stuff that's being taken from grows, and that's only in the last 2 weeks alone. There was one seizure of, I think it was 356 kilos was found. It was 7.2 million or 7.4 million they estimated that.
But
that was
to be
one
fair,
load. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
It is very expensive weed over here. I'm looking at you, looking at the
Very,
skies.
very expensive. I was doing the math in my head. Now remember, I've been to Dublin and somebody said 400 euros an ounce once.
Yeah.
And I needed shit a brick. It was the same guy giving me a 3 gram of shatter. And he was like, this is nothing here. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What the?
Yeah, that will be the average price, and that was in non-COVID times, man. Now they could charge you anything up to 700 quid in some places. Yep.
Stupidness, man.
Madness.
This is why you have to grow your own. You have to do it.
and there's people getting arrested because they have to travel. There was a fucking young lad down, I think it was down in Cork, or could have been, so I can't think of where it was exactly, but he had 1 ounce that he was after spending €600 on. He had to travel 5 kilometers outside of his area to get out to get his fucking weed. He got caught. He got done for traveling outside of his 5 kilometers. He got done for fucking having more weed than what technically what would be classed as personal use. This poor fucker is getting fucking hit with a book, all because he went to get 1 fucking ounce, and it wasn't even as if it was like a pound or a fucking kilo or a couple of ounces that he might have sold. This is just for his own personal use.
Yeah, isn't it? It's interesting. No, just on that point is 28. Anything under 28 is technically considered personal. Is that correct?
I don't know. I think it could be fucking even up to this. Discretion.
Fucking hell.
And so yourself, if he's had a fucking bad day with it and his missus is on his case, he's gonna be fucking drugs. Yeah, you're going down.
Cost him a lot then that day.
Yeah. That day has cost so much. And there's so many of these stories going around and going that we all know. Everybody knows somebody who has been. Yeah.
The whole world needs to start growing their own, man. And nobody needs to get fucking ripped off ever again.
Yeah.
It's just a farce.
But I mean, this is the thing of it, is us all sat here as home growers, people that want to be self-sufficient and maybe supply a few of our friends and have a nice bit of trade and barter system. We've got enemies on all sides. You have cartels and dealers and syndicates of people that want to keep it at a certain price. And if we allow everyone to grow it all, it crashes that market. On the other side of it, you've got the big pharma, the medical cannabis cartels, and then soon to be the recreational cannabis industrial complex, for lack of a better wording, which are going to want to control the amount of growth everywhere, because it's
formerly known as the Tory government.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something we obviously talked about when I was on your podcast not that long ago. We talked about sort of Canada and what we were thinking about what they were doing with the limitations of seeds and genetics. With Britain looking to adopt the Canadian model, which was kind of half built by British people from the drug reform movement, that fits nicely into our parliamentary law. And the people that are running that, without mentioning too many names or putting a big X on my back, they're looking to allow a limited home grow to get rid of us. But that would only ever be from a government-backed sort of genetic bank of a handful of genetics that were allowed.
Yeah. Imagine that. It's like they come kick your door up because they want to take the plants, right? And it's like they test it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Sure, this is the government strain.
Yeah, exactly. How the fuck do you police something like that? I mean,
look at Colorado. Look at Colorado. When I went to Colorado a few years ago, I spoke to a farmer out there, and he said that there are works within the state government to try to figure out a way to either use bioluminescence or some form of modification to the plants so that they could determine by shining a light.
Now, hold on for a second. If they added bioluminescence,
counterfeit detectors out.
If they add that bioluminescence to the weed plant and the plant actually glows and shit, then I'm growing that anyway. I want that.
One thing I will say though is I don't know. There's an app that I got recently because I don't know anything about fucking trees or anything like that. Do you know? I know that they exist. I know that they're there. I don't know anything about different
I heard
types of
about
stuff.
these trees thing the other day.
But it's not just trees, right? I think it's called.
It takes the pictures of the flower, the thing, and tells you what the tree or what species and thing. Yeah,
it uses AI and some sort of open source database that we were talking about previously on this podcast. But you can imagine the police coming in with their phone, going, "No, it's not that." The computer says, "No, lad, fucking take it."
Sorry, we kicked your door off.
Enforcement, right?
Fucking hell, man! It's shocking. When will they learn about putting restrictions on it? Is not the right way to go.
They won't.
Absolutely.
They like to put restrictions on it because it keeps them in the financial flipping market with their monopoly.
But you see, it makes them when they enforce prohibition, they use it because, like, in fairness, weed is probably the most widely used drug. I know in Ireland, by far, it's the most widely consumed drug. It forces people to have to go and to enter into a market that you shouldn't have to go to. I don't knock it because it's where I've got my weed for over 20 years. So, like, you know, I can't knock something that has always been there for me. But what was my fucking point?
What you can do though is, like, you can't knock it because of your previous affiliation to it, and it obviously sorted you out. But I mean, you can do what you're doing at the moment. You know,
that's kind of like I do it now because I don't want to contribute to it, and that is my one point. That if Johnny Lawman ever does come banging on my door, they can never say that I am a seller. Like, everybody knows that I grow purely for myself.
You know, test my blood, man. This shit's gonna last me 2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus, if they come me, they find more THC in my fucking bloodstream than they will.
That is your blood group.
No, I often fantasize this, right? Do you know when you get, like, when you oscillate mentally and, like, I'm gonna get fucking nicked, or what would I say if I was in, do you know what I mean? And they caught me with, let's say, an ounce or whatever, and they kind of go, well, you're over the numerical limit, so you're obviously, dealing or whatever. And I go, do you know what? Fucking roll that shit up right now. I'll smoke that shit, all of it. Fucking give me 2 hours.
This is how they should deal with it. You know how, like, in TV shows when parents would find kids smoking cigarettes? If the cops find you with drugs, they should try take all the drugs now. Then
you smoke that much.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
But just in defense of the illicit or unregulated market, a lot of the dealers that I've known over the years are decent people that without criminality, in other words, without them being criminalized, they would be entrepreneurs, they would be businessmen, they would be decent folk. There are some vicious, horrible, and vile cunts out there.
The higher up you get, the worse it gets.
Yeah, but they will be there regardless. Once we take away drugs from their control, they will still be criminals and seek to dominate a marketplace with something else. They will seek to still exhibit criminal behavior. But by being able to draw that, they can't look at us and go, you smoke weed, ergo you're a criminal and you do all the other criminal stuff.
Times are changing, though.
They are. But I'm with Simpa on that. Like, the ones that are like, some of them are fucking ingenious what they do now and how they get around it. And I'm talking about just the simple lads that kind of run on the street and on the corners. You know, like, they're not the ones that are fucking killing each other and things like that, in fairness.
No, but
and a lot of them are only doing it purely just to support their family.
But this is it. They shouldn't be in that position in the first place. They should be able to make a legitimate business. If they wanted to go into cannabis, they should be allowed to. They shouldn't have to be hanging around on the streets doing it in shady alleys. They should be able to have a shop front if they wanted to. They should be able to have a market stall if they wanted to. And it would provide a lot of jobs. But not only provide a lot of jobs, but when people are running their own business, they've got a much more higher morale. Imagine how much happier the whole population will be, not just from smoking much more weed, but from doing things which they enjoy doing, being involved in a job which they enjoy going to every day.
Well, you look at, if they legalize cannabis, the amount of excess money that would generate in the economy of that alone should be enough for any government in this day and age to turn around and say, hang on, we have to hold our hands up and say that we have been wrong. We were misled, maybe even say that at the end of the day, prohibition was pure and utter racism. And that's what it was. And it was misconstrued as well then along the ways in the temperance movement a little bit, where it was ever so slightly misconstrued, should I say. But again, it was all of these things. None of that shit is fucking viable in today.
Yeah.
Now, like, you know, like it's only keeping prohibition only enforces old racist beliefs and things like that.
Well, yeah, it sort of came out of sort of nationalism. If you look back to the sort of the mid 1800s and the restrictions of trade, then I suppose in the modern era of the war on drugs, around sort of the 20s, 30s, yeah, off the back of the temperance movement and the repealing of the 18th Amendment in America, it very, very much became about race. So you ended up with opium being associated to the Chinese, you ended up with sort of cocaine and cannabis being associated to blacks and Mexicans. And then when the sort of the hippie movements and the counterculture movements came, it became a way to also demonize them. And then it's sort of more of the classist structure became prevalent through the deregulation of Reaganomics and Thatcherism. It then became very much a classist tool. So a lot of the people around here in Durham, where I live, is the third most impoverished region of Northern Europe. We are seriously predominantly white, yet we are massively over-policed. So it's the classist apparatus of it. Do you know what I mean? So it's in their sort of regions, they can get away, they'll sniff coke at parties and whatnot. You know, they'll drink, drive, and they'll commit their crimes and do their bourgeois whatever. But because they're in that elite echelon, they're not targeted the same. Their homes would never be raided for this. Whereas there are parts of the streets and the areas around here that the police know are kind of no-goes, because the residents are just like, fuck you. You've destroyed us for decades. You've torn families apart. You've taken fathers from children. You've taken brothers away. So then you wonder why the kids get progressively worse when their role models are imprisoned. The people who actually stood up when the benefit system failed them, when austerity failed them, went out onto the streets, found a job in terms of dealing, then were actually able to be smart enough to get other people employed and get other people off their knees. They then were targeted as criminal organizations and destroyed. It's fucking it's an absurd thing. Whereas exactly that, if you take the moralizing out of this, which is the largest part of it, the reason most people are against cannabis is this false reinforcing logic that cannabis is illegal. Why is it illegal? Because it's bad. Why is it bad? Because it's illegal. They can't get the head around that. They can't stop for a second and go, wait, that might be a lie. Let's look at all of the other evidence.
It baffles you,
It's stupid.
It makes no fucking sense, man.
I have this same problem with my husband. He hates weed. He hates the fact that I smoke weed. He hates the fact that I grow weed. And he fucking hates even more the fact that I do a podcast about weed.
You're doing well, man. Yeah.
It's all purely because it's because it's illegal. And I say to him all of the benefits and all of it, and he goes, yeah, I don't care. It's illegal. You can go to prison for what you're doing. And he doesn't care, purely because it's illegal. You know? That's his mindset, and he's married to me.
What's his excuse going to be when it's legal?
Oh, he said I can grow fucking 50 plants in the garden if I want.
Well, it's purely.
He doesn't care.
It's purely for concern, and he just obviously does not want to fucking lose you. And I can understand
an awful lot. And that's an awful lot with a lot of people.
It's scary, man. We shouldn't have to be scared like this every time like a chopper flies over the fucking house. You know, you're like, what the fuck? You know? Is it gonna see it this time? I don't really get concerned about that because you grow using LED, so it don't get too hot. You know, you still get concerned, man. You still, the door knocks unexpectedly. You're like, what the fuck is that?
I mentioned this on a previous podcast. Like, here's the thing. The only thing that I grow, I have an allotment, so I don't actually grow, right? But I still have that feeling because of my consumption. It's like, first and foremost, why are you knocking on my door? First, just call me. Just text me. What the fuck? Like, you know, that kind of why you shouldn't fucking be there. It's like,
at least you got a knock.
Yeah, but I shouldn't feel that way. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm like, my back is up, like kind of a thing, you know? I don't know.
Who's knocking it? That's not a normal knock. That's like a knock saying,
an official knock.
That's an official knock, and officials don't like cannabis. So, what the fuck am I gonna do here?
Just ignore the door.
Then it's just the postman, you know, or Hermes.
Hassle for you need signing.
Put a slip through the door, you fucker.
That's what
CCTV helps with that. Stops you being that paranoid.
Yeah.
you get one of those new doorbells.
Yeah.
Bro, you do
Some
realise
little
that you got
fucker nicks it.
CCTV because you're so paranoid.
But then if the cops raid you and you're recording, they've then also got all your criminal activity on camera.
Yes, this is true. All those people coming to your door. All right, mate.
At least you have a show reel on your way out, like, you know. You start making a peace sign like you normally do.
Yeah, you'll just
Them,
see
them
you'll
ring
just see it
doorbells, though, they're dodgy business because there's so many flipping criminals stealing them that Ring have got their own insurance company dealing with the flipping stolen or missing doorbells.
Dude, the Internet of Things is terrifying. There was a story in Vice, about 3 months ago. There's a digital lock chastity belt thing that goes on a fucking penis, right? Some hacker had hacked this guy's thing when it was on and locked it off. And ransomed him. Off him.
Damn.
That was me. I did it. I hacked that motherfucker.
Can you imagine the horror, though? The horror of, like, you're stuck with this thing and then all of a sudden your phone goes.
But you know
Oh
what?
my God.
The thing is, as a bloke, you should learn pretty fucking early. There's only certain things you should stick your dick into, man.
But usually you have to have done that to then realise it later. Or have some pretty
very
good
true.
friends.
No,
Yeah, I suppose you learn it now.
Never buy cheap gadgets from Wish.
Yeah. I have never been stupid enough to put my fucking cock into a fucking Hoover, like, to know that it's not a good idea.
Hey, we lost somebody.
Oh, Mackie's gone.
He'll be back.
He's had enough.
I used to, for many years, I worked in a supermarket, which I won't name for legal reasons. But I ran a produce department, so I was team leader of a produce department, and we had some weird fuckers. I mean, some really weird fuckers that would come into the shop, and then after a while, one of the colleagues who'd been there a little bit longer, I don't know whether it's urban myth or what, but he told us about this guy, and this guy would come in religiously, would buy the pumpkins every year, but then during the year would buy squashes. And he said that what was happening was the guy was buying them, was cutting a hole in them, and heating them in the microwave, and then fucking them.
Wow.
Lovely.
That's weird.
There's some weird people on the internet, ain't there?
Really? There's probably a channel for that on YouTube.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah,
Do you remember when
definitely a
planking
channel.
was a
Definitely
thing?
watches it.
subreddit for it.
It's that bird that flipping crunchy eggs out the nest. She's on that channel.
The what?
You not see? Oh no, Mackie, send him the link for your video. Oh, he's not here. He's gone.
Yeah, he'll be back in a bit, no doubt.
He's got
Probably
a
editing
video of some Chinese bird reaching into a bird's nest in a hedge, picking the eggs with the chicks and whatever else, and just eating them straight
a
out.
live chick. Yeah, just munching down the live.
Yeah,
crunch,
it's a
crunch.
delicacy. I saw that on the TV before. It's
Delicacy. They call anything a fucking delicacy.
I know, right?
What's wrong with that?
Scorpions.
No, shit. I tell you what,
Delicacy,
that's a fucking
man.
delicacy. That is. Yeah, let's eat it.
Oh, that's Labrador, man. That's great stuff.
I'm back.
Who went there? Who went Labrador? Fuck's sake.
What Labrador?
He's back.
Welcome back, Maggie.
Man, I don't know what happened there.
We got sick of you, mate. Had to chuck you out for a sec.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's going on too much ease, man. Okay. Kick him out, make sure he rolls. I didn't roll, by the way. You might need to kick me out again.
There's something I looked at before, something I brought up before, but I couldn't remember the name of, so I actually bothered to Google it this time. It's the Panopticon, which was the idea of a prison in the 18th century, which was you create 360 degree of cells, and you have one guard tower in the middle. And the psychology behind it was that the inmates didn't know when the guard in the center was looking at them. So effectively, they could police all of the inmates at once because of this idea of them not knowing whether they were being observed or not. And the same is true in terms of what's then happened to us with the war on drugs. All they have to do is put out a couple of these things on social media, a few things on the news every now and then, and it dissuades millions of people from consuming or cultivating or engaging in it. I mean, I've got people that have reached out to me and gone, I really appreciate your work and stuff, but I can't like your page because I don't want my friends to see.
Yeah.
Or I can't let my boss see it,
happens
sort
all
of
the
thing.
time.
Yeah, and it's affecting such a wider part of society that the 360 degrees, we're only a few cannabis consumers in a cell. The rest of the cells are filled with the rest of humanity who are detrimentally affected by the continuation of the criminalization of cannabis, whether it be from ecological and environmental destruction, it be from the lack of economic stimulus, or whether it be from losing family members, loved ones, and people of their community who are getting thrown in cages for what they choose to consume.
Yeah. It's madness.
It is. Which actually brings on a question I wanted to ask you guys: is how do you feel about legalizing and regulating all drugs?
I think it's the only option.
I would. Yeah, I would say it's the kind of option. Maybe not all.
What drug
Very,
can't
like,
you get?
crystal meth. I just don't think crystal meth should be out there. You know?
No, it shouldn't be. But it is.
Exactly, but it is. So if we can't prohibit anything, because by prohibiting something we increase its availability. If we actually, so my idea would be legalize, regulate all drugs, but make some drugs a fuckload harder to get hold of, but also then provide alternatives. So you find out what parts of the brain are stimulated by methamphetamine, and you find less destructive drugs that can be made available to people that want to engage with that behavior, but not do it to their detriment.
Yeah. I don't think restrictions. It's a difficult one because we've seen for the last 100 years that drugs cause crime, but that's because drugs are illegal. I think any kind of restrictions on drugs is just going to encourage an unregulated market and crime. The only way to fix it is by properly regulating it and legalizing or re-legalizing everything. And the more harmful something is, then the more controlled it needs to be. But it still needs to be readily available if somebody wants it. Otherwise, they'd go to the black market to find it. It just needs to be treated like alcohol. And you say things like heroin or things where you're going to lose consciousness when you take this shit. That should be done in a controlled environment. Like I think they do places in America where people go to take heroin.
In Scotland?
Well, they used to have the opium dens and that back in the day. But
we need to consider mostly the safety of the consumer. And the only way we can have that is by properly regulating these things. And the only way we're going to have that is by making them legal and properly controlled.
Well, you see, I would be in favour of kind of like what the Swiss model is, isn't it? Where everything was decriminalised, everything was kind of made available through proper means and channels. But if you do go into the illicit market or the legacy market to get your stuff, well, you will be prosecuted to the highest extent. I think that's the way it works over there, isn't it? And if you have a problem with it, they will offer you treatment solutions and things and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it might be Switzerland, but I think it's Denmark as well. Maybe that they'll give you basically any dose that you want as long as it's not something that's going to kill you. And that obviously you're capable.
See, the Danish are always well ahead, aren't they?
It's impressive.
It seems to be cold countries are often ahead of drug policy. I think there's something to that they just kind of get like, this is shit. What can we make it better? All right, let's
be sound. Be sound, everybody.
It's because the police are in their nice warm office and they get a call like, this guy over here is selling crack, and it's like, I ain't fucking going out there for no crack.
Mine is fucking 20 out there, man.
Fucking freezing. Tell him he's all right. I'll let him off this time.
But I mean, it's an interesting one, because if you then look at, say, heroin, we only call heroin when it's sold illegally. When it's prescribed, it's diamorphine. Do you know what I mean? So there are certain substances and certain things that, because of the culture that's been created by them being criminalized, has meant that education has not taken the forefront of this. So then it becomes a kind of word of mouth Chinese whispers about what most people know about drugs. Yeah. And most of that is then perpetuated by the people that sell drugs to sell more drugs. So you can see how we end up in a system where people will end up through, I called it exposure theory. It's if you debunk the gateway theory, which is that actually, if you look at the statistics they tried to manipulate to make that work, was that if you go to a dealer that sells 7 different types of drugs and he doesn't have your drug, he's likely to go, do you want one of the 6 other ones?
Exactly.
And you're exposed to that market. Whereas if these were legalized, regulated, you would have to go to each of the locations to get your thing. And this is what I've been saying for a while, is if we went back to, as you mentioned, opium, if smoking opium is far more benign than injecting diamorphine. But it can still engage in the same sort of way. It engages with the opioid receptors. If you look at the culture of the Middle East of mixing hash and opium for a very long time, we allowed for a very calm relaxant that also then provided medicinal benefits or therapeutic benefits for the consumer.
But didn't it also radicalize people into religion?
this is what you see with, if you look at Charles Manson in the CIA and LSD. If you look at what different people and organizations have done with the attempt to weaponize drugs as a way to make more supple minds. So like Operation like Midnight Climax and stuff like that, the CIA engaged with was entirely them trying to figure out how you could use drugs in suggestive ways to manipulate the outcome and of what people would do.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of alluding to sort of the Knights Templar and the Hashashin. Do you know about this?
It is in the origin of the word. Yeah.
Well, no, but what the Templars apparently used to do was to entice new recruits by making them eat blocks of hashish. Probably, now that you mention it, mixed with opium, probably, right? And then the idea was that was expressed to them when they came down as a preview of heaven, essentially, and that was used to actually what the conscript people into the Knights Templar. Apparently, I'm making an arse of myself there. I'm sure there's more to it, but I'm almost certain it's like that. Yeah.
I never knew that, and I wouldn't know. I know quite a bit about the Knights Templar. I'm fascinated by them. I never knew.
Maybe I'm talking bullshit though.
No, but I do know that you're right about
give it a Google.
Hash cake. Oh fucking Jesus, hash cake. That was for assassin. Sorry, the other half just fucking appeared in front of just a scramble or an omelette just appeared in front of me from nowhere.
Nice. Your other half is an omelette?
No, I just provided an omelette. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the assassins, and there was these but I thought they were Muslim assassins, and that's what it was. They were ones that kind of fought against the Knights Templar.
That's probably where the Templars got it from, isn't it?
I'd say that's probably where they got it from.
Maybe.
Taken for what's this crap? Oh, this is nice.
There's some truth in there, and it might be on one side, but it might be on the other side as well. Just in case you're, looking for any sort of definitive information, you've come to the wrong place.
Oh yeah.
But the point still stands is that drugs have been, and the restrictions on them have been used and weaponized by cultures for millennia as a way of indoctrinating and controlling populations. So even we've seen this with ancient cultures, rituals is still a way for them to use often entheogenic compounds as a way to get them to have revelatory experiences or see their god, to have that so that it refortifies their culture. You know what I mean? And so the same is then true of kind of what we're seeing now with the medicinalization of a lot of the illegal drugs, is they're finding a way that they can use the benefits of this, get people to have revelatory experiences, but in a very controlled setting, in a sort of neoliberalistic Christian, pseudo-Christian culture. You know what I mean? So if they were to have that revelatory experience, it would be that sort of godly experience rather than, I don't know, anything else.
Okay. You're saying so it's going to be a guided trip, pretty much, bringing them into a religious realm?
Well, I think from what I've seen of the therapies that have been sort of put together, they do have sort of totems from, say, Buddhism, Jainism, Christian iconography, the sort of like bright colors. And they do take stuff from sort of like the South American tribes in terms, the I can't remember what they call it, the color pattern. There's the structure of that sort of color pattern, things like that. So they do incorporate stuff like that, which does obviously amplify sort of visual experience. But it's more of some of the most profound psychedelic experiences I have had have usually been by myself in the woods. Whereas I can't help but feel that if you were to then have a psychedelic experience or an entheogenic experience in a room with two therapists, that if you have some kind of experience, that the way they're going to channel or control that is still going to be limited by their worldviews. And if they're then professionals, it's going to be quite hygienic and quite, standardized.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would quite limit the potential of the substances. And so this is what I'm worried about as we go further with medical cannabis, as we go further with, like I say, using, say, LSD as a painkiller, which is what they're looking into at the minute. Or there's now a trial using DMT to help treat strokes. They're using MDMA for PTSD. There's now a ketamine and cocaine nasal spray available on the market. So they're starting to use these compounds, but then while leaving the culture that we create and the actions that we undertake when we consume drugs as being illegal. So if we all want to get together at a festival and there's thousands of people on all kinds of different drugs, they still want to criminalize that behavior, yet still then create an industry where they can create wellness through using these compounds.
Does seem kind of backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they don't want to give us so suddenly just sell LSD at Tesco. I get that. But they are actually, so they're doing quite well in terms of antagonists. So we're at a point now where a lot of the illicit substances, we can give compounds that will reverse the effects immediately. So a lot of smart shops in places like Amsterdam and that have been giving out, I can't remember what the compound's called, but that will help sort of reverse truffles and psilocybin-containing mushroom effects. There's a
going back now.
Always going to be for LSD. You've got naloxone or suboxone, depending on which side of the continent you're currently listening to this. So they are working on it. I mean, obviously, we don't need something to reverse a weed effect, but other sort of chemical things that can then cause, especially failure of respiratory systems or anything that causes some serious suppression of systems that could then potentially be fatal. You could then provide that. So you would buy the drug, you'd be given the antagonist and a little leaflet saying best advice. And then best of all, if you got in trouble with that, you wouldn't then fear ramification from the police. So you would ring emergency services. You would immediately go, my friend's in trouble. We need to get them help, rather than going, oh my God, I don't want to get arrested. Oh my God, let's get everyone throw your drugs away. Then let's ring the police.
Right. Makes more sense that way.
We've been there, man. I was there before. Happened to one of my mates, man. Never seen him again. I'm after. I'm only joking.
No, but
he smoked some of that spice shit, some legal weed. One of my mates did, man. It fucked him up. He was like ready to dial 999 on his phone and shit. And he was a regular weed smoker every day. But he hit that shit and it messed him up.
It's a completely different thing altogether. I mean, the first compound that we know as spice was actually synthesized by Pfizer back in the 70s. Same company that gives Viagra. And they were basically just trying to create a patentable THC compound because we just discovered THC. So they wanted to figure out what they could sort of do with it. This is still 25 years, I think, before the discovery of the endocannabinoid system or somewhere in that sort of region. So they still didn't even know kind of basically how it affects the body. But then these compounds started getting out. And then once they got out, once we had this kind of resurgence of novel entheogenic compounds and novel chemical compounds, like the ABC drugs, at the start of the sort of 2000s, every time one got banned, a chemist somewhere would just change the compound slightly. And so what ended up is you would end up with chemists getting ahead of that and then going, actually, I'll make 20 of this. So they make 20 different analogs where they just tweak a singular molecule on it. And the damage that one molecule difference can actually cause can be quite severe. But they're not obviously thinking about this. They're not concerned with this. Whereas if we legalized or re-legalized and regulated all substances, we could figure out what is the safest version and compound of those substances and ensure no adulteration. Because as we're seeing around the world, currently fentanyl is leaking into cocaine, MDMA, heroin supply.
Yeah, it's in everything now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something got Simpa's audio there. Did it?
Yep. No, he just shut the fuck up for a second. Tangentially, sorry, just to interrupt there. I just put a link to the Order of Assassins, and Greenbeard, you were 100% spot the fuck on. Fair play to you. Look at you.
How was I?
You were absolutely fucking spot on. Yeah. But it's definitely worth the read there. It's really, really fucking long.
Wait for it.
I might also add that my favourite game is
Broken
Assassin's
Sword.
Creed.
Oh, shit.
Every game in Truth or Spoof, is it?
I know it's completely different, and it is just a Templar and Assassins thing the whole way through, and it's like all bullshit. But there is a lot of kind of some of the myth and the story that's in it is actually fairly spot on. But I'm all into the Masons and all that bullshit, and that's I've liked that since I was like a wee nipper, so
yeah, this is a very interesting sort of Mason cannabis connection.
Go on.
I think needs a lot more light. I've just suddenly felt very vulnerable because I'm aware that we're not only live.
We're all just about to get shut down and raided.
Let me open the Pandora's fucking box there.
Hang on a minute. You're getting a bit too close to the bone here, boys.
If rumours are to be believed, and we will speak only in here.
Oh yes.
He's doing it. He's
a disclaimer.
Riddles here.
There is a link between senior police who are reported to be allegedly connected with quite larger companies and people that are pushing for cannabis reform, which I know sounds a bit but if you then look at a certain few individuals that I'm again not going to name for certain reasons, allegedly they are connected with this order of individuals, and that they changed their approach on cannabis at about the same time the British Church did. The Church of England. So the Church of England, I think it was 2 years ago, decided to invest, 10 point something million into cannabis, just kind of out of nowhere.
And then afterwards said, "Yeah, we like weed now." And boom!
Oh, that burning bush.
They still haven't though. This is the thing of it. But if you look at, say, the cannabosum and the anointing oils, and there is again a lot of history of cannabis within, I was going to say, Christian mythology. Sorry to any sort of believers.
Yeah, you can.
Jeebus
Carry on.
His holy anointing oil had the fucking kinabasum.
It's
The
true.
old cannabis in it.
That's probably why they thought he
one-
was a deity. That's probably why. He was like, "Grand, let me just rub this oil up here," and he started giving somebody a massage. You go, "Fucking hell, that's better."
It's good. It's the miracle.
your
It's
God.
miracle. But yeah, if you think about it, I mean, a lot of the mystics and people throughout history that have performed magic and drugs. So
Yeah.
there's an argument to be made that the Salem witch trials in the 1700s, 1800s, 1700s, I think it was. If you look at the the weather maps and the agricultural records in terms of crops, they had one of the wettest harvests on season, leading up to the worst year of witch trials. The crop that they were mainly harvesting was rye. LSD, in its natural form, comes from a variation of ergot, which is a mold that grows on wet rye.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if they then decided to continue to consume this, then they will have had
All
these
stacked.
quite trippy experiences.
Right, the
You're
whole
tripping and
fucking
watching-
town.
That 100% happened.
balls.
I'm just
Tripping balls
deciding.
watching magic.
But that's what they wanted to think.
Burning fucking poor women at
What
stakes,
really
isn't it?
happened was the CIA went back in time.
You're like, it worked on that French town.
You know, and sprayed the crop.
Let's see what this does in the 1600s.
That worked.
Oh, don't do that again.
Which is that would kind of make a bit of sense if you think about
Oh
it.
my
makes
god,
perfect
man.
sense.
Time
bro.
travel
And
part.
have another show. Stop.
You can't go back in time, man. We discussed this.
No. The rest of us were saying that you could technically. Who's to fucking stop you? Just because you say you
exactly.
can't go back, that doesn't mean
Mackie's
that the
conclusion
fucking
was you can't go back in
is-
time, so that's the end.
We
of the
discussed this because of
420.
the paradoxes, man. We came up with the paradoxes. Come on, the grandfather paradox.
This is
The grandfather
your
paradox is bollocks, man.
And I
You're
don't
not
agree
even in
with that.
the same time period, so it doesn't work.
So if you went back and killed your grandparent, either one, before they were old enough to have children,
Right, but
your parents
no-
were never born, you would never be born.
No,
so you can't go
but-
back in time to kill your
Not
grandparents.
the fact that you were
necessarily.
there at the point to kill your grandfather,
Yeah.
you've then replaced him in the timeline. Regardless of whether you go back, you were there.
I like it though. That's a nice
See,
theory.
your timeline theory.
So now
is
you don't
flawed.
have free will anymore. You are forced to live out the footsteps that your grandparent took.
Yeah,
Would
but
have
I
taken.
believe in destiny. I believe
would have taken.
everything is destined first.
There's a difference between
So-
taken and would have taken,
No,
and you
because
haven't
in
got
your-
that period,
in
so
your-
you would have taken
In
you
your
take your own.
timeline, he did take it because he was your living grandparent.
What? So you didn't kill him then, did you? You never went back in time.
No, you went back in time to a different reality, a different universe.
No, that's something I
Yes.
want to get in on.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to say for the past few minutes, is that you can solve the grandfather paradox and most of the time travel paradoxes with the multiverse edition.
Yeah. And
So if-
world line
if,
theory.
if you determine that every action creates then another mirrored universe where the only difference is that action that then branches into further actions, it means that if you went back, all you're doing is you're not traversing time in a linear sense. It's more like the end of Interstellar, where you've got every timeline is available.
Yeah.
You simply move to it. You would commit an action that then means that the rewinds the blocks of that timeline. But then if you would go back to your timeline, it's not your timeline, it's your universe. So the difference wouldn't be different.
So is that going back in time, or is that just traveling to a different universe that
say
is
traveling
at a
universes.
different time?
Good
Well,
question.
there's two things on offer there. You've gone back in time to do the original thing, and then you've travelled to the parallel universe after you've done the thing. So there's two universes created from your one action.
And
Very
there's a
possible.
universe created where you didn't
Probably
go back in
much
time.
more than just two, even.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like yes and no relativity. So
What if eternal life was linked into the multiverse?
No, it's
How about
linked
that?
into simulation theory, man.
Well,
Oh, no.
I know.
Fucking
Hey,
start
listen,
them off on
no. Funny enough.
For the love of God.
No, because
No, but what if you died, right? What if you died? It's very short, Simpa. I know you want to get in. What if, and your experience or your consciousness only transferred itself from one universe to another? No, this is very loose. This is just off the top of my head. But like, what if you were eternal over the length of your life? As in, like, you were still corporeal in the sense that you were born and you have to die.
Or you recycle in a new one.
But you recycle into a new one. But not necessarily like traditional reincarnation. Yeah, not necessarily like that. But like almost like a continuation. So say I stepped out the door tomorrow and I got a slap of a bus in this universe, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I woke up in just moments before, or that same morning or whatever, and my conscious had transferred into the one where I didn't get a slap of a fucking bus and my life continues. I mean, it's pretty prissy and shitty.
Not deja vu. What is it? Fucking like a premonition type thing.
Kind
As if you're
of,
walking
yeah.
out and then you go, oh, hang on, stop for a second, and all of a sudden the bus flies by. And go, oh, that was a close one.
That's probably you seeing a glimpse of what would happen if you had gone out and stepped in front of that.
Or
bus.
is it a glimpse of something that did happen in an alternative universe?
But you've told yourself beforehand, don't go out straight away. You need to go back in the house. And then that thought pops into your head and you think, oh, hang on a minute, I forgot something. And when you get back to the forgot something, you hadn't actually forgotten something. Yeah. It was just you telling you to get the fuck out the way of the bus.
Yeah, imagine.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
you sent yourself a telepathic message. Is that what you're saying? Oh, wow.
See, this is me talking about the tomorrow people earlier on. It's transferred, man.
Now, you see, this is where I say it's destiny. Everybody is destined to do something. So it doesn't matter even if you can go back in time and change your grandfather. Either way, you're still going to exist. It might not be you as in what way you look or what way you take, but you're still going to be you because you will still be born. It might be just you have a different mother or a different father. You know, you're still destined to be born. And you're destined to do so many things. Yeah. That's the way I see it, because I think everybody is destined for something in life. I have nearly been killed a few times, and honestly, only for the likes of bending down to tie my shoelaces. If I hadn't have done that, and I had seen the shoelaces open for about half a kilometre before that, and only for bending down the thing, a car had hit the verge on the far side of the road, had flipped and landed directly down where I should have been walking. Honest, I swear on everything that is holy.
Jesus.
And not only that, only 2 weeks prior, I had flipped a Jeep and got out without a scratch on me.
Is this the one where you were drunk?
Allegedly.
We weren't saying that bit. Jesus.
Man, I can't believe Simpa kicked me out again. Did you see that?
Maybe you talk too much, eh?
As soon as you said simulation theory, man, that's it. You got cut off.
Get him out. Get him out. He knows too much.
You bring up sort of a good point. So there's quite a few films and quite a few sort of philosophies that have tried to work out the idea of, say, convergence of timelines. So if we take it that time is then linear, it's only directional, but then there is a way that you can move back, but then you would have to follow the original timeline. Is that then the argument is that if you do something that creates a paradox, is that creates a parallel universe. But within that, the nature of the universe, if you think of like a soap bubble is round because it's the most energy efficient form. Everything in nature works towards limitation. Do you know what I mean? Like limit of expended energy. So these then lines, then if you follow this sort of idea, it then works to find a point of divergence where it can cross back in. So exactly what you said, even if you killed your grandfather, there would still be a point where your grandmother would be impregnated by somebody that would still create that timeline. So it would still be a slight difference. But again, I don't believe in fate per se, but I do think of this idea of markers or checkpoints that I think that we're all connected to. There are global events or things that everything has to be aligned to occur. And so everything is chaos. It's like kind of like the observation paradox. So everything in our life is entirely chaos until humanity kind of focuses collectively onto this thing. And then we all have to play our part within the structure of that, and everything falls into line, and then everything falls back to chaos again. And we can take any route towards it, but in those moments, we all end up exactly where we need
where you're meant to be. Yeah. I like that idea, man. I like that idea.
No,
I've never thought of it in that sense. I've never thought of it that way, but I like that.
This is a random game, man. We're playing some game with like 5,000 years in the future. We all live for a stupid amount of time and do nothing because AI does everything. So to stay entertained, we live lives throughout history as some kind of time travel holiday thing where we can pretend to be somebody for 2 weeks.
So we're pretending to be a bunch of stoners and just want to chat to each other on fucking Facebook.
Yes.
There hadn't been 2 weeks yet.
Who would want to do that?
Oh, well, it's funny. It's interesting.
More than you, fucking 2,042,000.
No, but it's interesting. So I don't know.
Maybe if you were formerly like one of them rich fuckers who couldn't smoke and like, yeah.
But
I'm just fucking. I'm more to the point as in, what fucking sick, twisted bastard would want to fucking spend the day doing what I have to do for?
I don't know, mate.
So interesting.
You're doing it.
I don't want to fucking do it. You know, it's the most
one of them times when I'm bored shitless.
Maybe.
I've decided to be bored shitless at the outset.
Your simulation is being punishment now.
Yes.
See, you get a bad life.
be.
You've been bad.
I have been a very bad boy.
Yes.
Oh, true today. Well, not even true today. Jeez, I told you about the fucking incident with the nuns and all the things a couple of weeks ago.
Well, we all it's like we all play the game, and that could be all set out, and it's like we're watching a film. This could be the version of a film in the year 200,000.
I'm looking for cameras around me at the minute.
No, but you're witnessing it in in VR form.
Yeah, exactly.
Living it.
You watch Rick and Morty when they play as Roy. They put on the virtual reality headset, and you literally become this. You're born and
live a whole life.
Yeah, it's fucking.
But that is way more plausible than anything else, in my opinion.
So I've just come with an idea that if nothing else will make a good movie. So we're in the future, and basically, so all the people that you see are doing drugs are the only real people. All the bad people, everybody else is a non-playable character, and this is a reprogramming simulation to make us not want to do drugs. And so the criminalizers, the attackers, they destroy our mentality, and the whole of society is against us.
Dude, you should not have said that live. That would have been a good book. You should have wrote that. I'd have fucking read it, and I don't even read books.
Is this what Corona's been implicated for then?
What's that?
Ooh.
The coronavirus. So they've shut us all in our flipping little boxes.
They're doing a fucking bad job of it if that's the case. That's all I'm saying.
Especially round here.
Well, no, but it takes us back to that Panopticon, or if you look at the telescreen, which Orwell sort of described in 1984, the idea of you watch the screen watches you. So now, that camera's looking at me, that one's taped up, I've got my phone kicking around somewhere listening. There's a games console down there that everything is observing us. And then we are spending more and more time, and we're more and more willing to do so. I mean, look at delivery of everything. We became an essential business in America, and now it's getting delivered to places. And then you've got people like restaurants delivering full fucking 3-course meal style fucking food to your home. Very few people are going to want to go back outside anytime soon.
Well, it's funny. It's funny though. Sorry, go ahead.
They were delivering points. There was publicans over here had converted. There was a couple of publicans I seen had converted like their Jeeps, the boots, into that they were the taps. So they were driving to their fucking
customers,
their punters and their customers' fucking houses, pulling points of beer and putting it on the wall for them, and they were getting their point and fucking, it's ingenious.
It's like ordering an Uber, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
Only
Weed dealers have been doing this for years. They'll turn with a box and going.
This is what WhatsApp was invented for.
Oh, but it's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, are you finally coming around to it?
No, not your simulation.
No, not
theory.
at all.
I'm still on my theory that everybody is destined for something. Some people are destined for greatness. Some people are destined for just mediocrity.
That's me. That's the name of my new song, actually. Funnily enough, I was going to say that to you earlier. I started writing a song yesterday called, well, it wasn't called that, but it had the words in it, Destined for Mediocrity, and I was talking about myself, so.
But that's what it's going to have to be now.
No, listen, just to stay on the sort of mad, wacky ideas for a bit, right? So everybody's like cracking the fuck up at Bill Gates because of fucking nanotechnologies be putting in the fucking vaccines and shit. But here's the thing, right? That's... You're giving people too much fucking credit. These people are that are doing that are in political positions of power. They don't have a fucking clue about any of that. Do you know what I mean? It's all about greed and incompetence. And I'll tell you something. This is what you should be fucking worried about. Mm-hmm. Right? Here's the thing. Like, some people unlock their phone with their fucking fingerprint.
Yeah.
The thing has biometric scanners in it that can actually detect your face. Do you know what I mean?
You don't need to put nanobots in you.
All you have to do is
in your fucking pocket.
Exactly. There's no fucking need of it. Just hack fucking Samsung, man.
Why the fuck do you think I've got a 2004 Microsoft Lumia phone? Even Microsoft can't hack that bastard.
3210 or nothing.
I had to say, Steve Jobs he knew what he was doing when he set up the iPhone. I'm iPhone everything. Like, they have every single bit of my information.
And they own it.
Oh yeah, I'd say fucking...
You signed it over when you clicked on accept.
That's right.
But they don't get as much info as Google does.
But yeah.
They work together though to create joint policies. They also share platforms. So say if you use a Chrome browser and sign into Facebook, they collectively follow you across the web. You go in incognito mode. Google were getting sued for that a while ago because they were still taking data.
Yeah.
So there is no real way to be untracked. Even if you're using VPNs and whatever else, there are still mechanisms by which the very software you are accessing it is available. And where do you think they're sharing that? GCHQ, the NSA. It's all part of the same apparatus because data is now more valuable than gold.
Was it William Bitts?
There is a global movement towards people trying to win back their data. There's actually I can't remember the name of the guy who basically created the internet. Said he wants to create the
Tim Berners-Lee.
2.0, that guy. 2.0. That means that you own your data and you can trade your data. So if you live online, could then be wealthy online. You would have a virtual currency, which then you would be able to buy services in exchange. Do you know what I mean? Because again, your profile is incredibly valuable. You think the data points that Google has on you. So again, if you have maps on your phone or your Android, that thing will send you a thing every month if you use location going, these are the places you've been and show you the maps, tell you the miles and calculate it down.
Yeah, I mean, even the AR technology that's coming along, wearable glasses is coming. Do you know, that kind of way? Are you going to be able to rate people that are walking down the fucking street? 5 stars. Oh, 1 star. Stay the fuck away from him. Do you know, that kind of way? You can see it. Like, do you know, that kind of way? Proper Black Mirror shit.
That's where the citizenship score comes in from.
Yeah.
And everything's paid with Bitcoin. You see this, Johnny fucking Mr. Musk over. You know, it's all well and good going to Mars. I want to go to fucking Mars. Everybody wants to go to fucking Mars. But, like, shouldn't we talk about this first? Shouldn't there be a fucking committee? I mean, who the fuck give you permission to send 147 or 127 fucking satellites into space? It's like, can I do that? I mean...
Sorry. As long as you've got enough money, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But, you know, you see my point.
If you look at the wealth accumulation of the people that have made their money, they've added trillions to their wealth during this pandemic. Not only that, they've disempowered and fractured any opposition to it.
There was
society.
I seen a thing where there was 9.7 billion was lost from people working. Was it in Europe or somewhere? No, I think it could have been in the world or so. There was maybe it was more. No, or trillion. 9 trillion. 9.7 trillion was lost globally by the working class people. And 9.3 trillion was made by the 1%. Yeah. So there was only like 0.5 trillion that was lost somewhere in the mix, but that's where, and it just goes to show, I said it before and I don't want to blame it out on Warren Beatty or Warren Buffett. I seen there was a thing, just one pure thing was, and it just comes into my head, was like in the last big financial crash, he gained where even when everyone else lost, he gained fucking millions upon millions upon millions. As did loads of other people. He's just the one that stands out.
But you see, the thing is, there's difference with billionaires where you get these rich motherfuckers who get shit from speculating on the stock market and never really contribute anything to humanity. And then you've got, which it shows something for capitalism, even though capitalism is a rigged system. But the two richest people in the world right now, and Bill Gates is way up there as well, they started out with no money. You know, they were broke when they started out, and they built companies and they worked hard, and now they are the richest people in the world. Yeah. So that shows something for it. But when you've got these guys like Warren Buffett and, you know, just bankers and who really do contribute nothing towards humanity, gathering up large amounts of cash and never spending it or contributing it back into the community, that's when we have a big problem, man.
Well, the other thing to say is, like, not to throw, well, actually, yes, I'm going to throw people under the fucking bus here. No, because, look, I mean, if you're a billionaire or whatever, and you've got, like, your own fucking national airline and fucking train line and whatever, and you're asking the fucking government for a bailout,
isn't it just?
Yes.
And how about you fucking stop
I know which
your
bus
space
you're
tour?
aiming for.
But you see my fucking point. It's like, how the fuck dare you? And first and foremost, like, I'm all, as I said, I'm all for going out, developing all these technologies in the proper way and going out into space and exploring all of that. Of course I am. But if honest to fuck, if we're bailing out billionaires and there's still people on universal fucking credit in the poverty line, you know what I mean?
And they just don't tax the rich enough.
The sad thing is, though, these people on universal credit and like the PIPs and stuff, they're getting their benefits slashed after this COVID thing, because the government are apparently running out of money. So what do? They like mount their attack on the worst afflicted people of society, and the people with nothing. I
mean, over here they're talking about. Over here they're leaking. They're dropping leak sources and things that we're going to be extended into lockdown until is it roughly the 5th of March or something, I think, or it's in fucking March. They're saying now they're gonna let us out roughly. But on the other fucking out the other breath, they're talking about fucking voting to give themselves a pay rise.
Yeah, that's right.
That they're going to be paid over 100,000 euro a year. Hey, on fucking what? Devil's fucking...
they
on pure
definitely
incompetence.
realise that the country's running out of money, so they're trying to get it quick time.
This is it.
This is what Mackie said before, though. He was saying about the guy started out with nothing. May very well be true, but once you get to a certain level, you have everything already. So then it's you. The money creates money. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
this is the problem.
But not only that is other people will then listen to you. So people like Zuckerberg and that were invited into governmental meetings to help decide policies on certain things, which allowed them to weaponize the system that's supposed to hold them account, to allow them to build something that is perfectly grooved and shaped to fit in with that legislation to maximize their control and profit. And then we wonder how they've ended up running the fucking show. Most politicians now, they're just happy to kiss whichever arse will give them the most money. Modern politics does not represent the people. It represents the illusion of left to right-wing spectrum politics, which is neoliberalistic. There is no real left. There is no real right. It's just a continuation of the same spectrum of their interests.
It's the same as what has always been of the aristocracy. It's just been converted from where it was the aristocracy and the peasants. Where I hate to say it, we is all still the peasants, and there's a few of the ones who are the fucking overlords. You know. But that's what it is, and there is a few who are still the overlords. They're the ones that decide things and go, oh well, we're going to kind of look at this and we're going to push this type thing, and this is what happens.
I'm not having that though. Fuck that. It's this is what happens. Fuck you. No, I'm not having it. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm not saying that we're peasants, but what I mean is you have still people that are up on top that control all the money in that. They're the ones that control policy. They're the ones that control things. They are what was once the lords that controlled. Where we are all still the fucking people that do everything and work everything fucking perfect and the best that we can and the best that anybody could ask to do. But we're still we're confined. And you look at now, like all of us are sitting here now. Life is turned square. life in general is not square. You know, like the circle of life is the circle of life. You don't hear the square of life. You know, I heard a great quote once before where she said, like, everybody lives in a square house. They walk through a square door with their square briefcase. They get into a square car to drive into to drive to their fucking square office, where they get into a square lift up to the square desk to work on their square computer. You know, it's not round. You know, there was another point around that. But it's different. I was on a roll with that. Oh man,
it's becoming a lovely story. Remember that story, like the dark house and the dark woods. There was the dark stairs. I thought we were going down that line. It was
but like, you know, I mean, it's like I had another point about that, but it's like, what were we talking about? And I'll get back to it.
It's circles.
No, it's the Lord's thing. And
life isn't a circle.
Yeah, but the difference is, to stop the peasants revolting, they've created false aspiration.
Yes.
So this is why a commoner married into the royal family. You know what I mean? This is why they revel in saying Jeff Bezos, you know, self-made man, that image of him from 1999 with his little Amazon thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They love that. That's narrative, that story. Because if we can believe that for one, we then hold that against all of them and go, you know, that guy behind that huge gated thing with the 17 cars, he must have done it himself. He
exactly.
really earned that.
You're right.
It's not my fault if I can't do it. It's not that the system's rigged. It's just I don't bloody work hard enough, or I'm not smart enough.
But it's a simple idea, though, that that is possible for you, so you should apply yourself in the same way. But obviously what we've all alluded to here is there's a certain point where you have everything, and you can still accumulate wealth, which is what most billionaires in the 1% do. But after that certain point, you just become in the fucking way. Do you know that kind of way? You're taking money from everybody else that's trying to do the same thing that fucking you're doing.
Literally, as we just described before, with the 9 trillion changing hands. Exactly that. For every billionaire, we have millions in poverty globally. That is just a fact. If money is finite, resources are finite, and then you give the smallest amount of people the most amount of shit, other people don't have shit. It's that easy. Half the world can't eat. More than half the world doesn't have access to clean water. Yet you go to some uber overly rich guy, will have a fucking 20-foot water fountain in his front garden.
People
we'll have a staff of 15. We'll
spraying
have all
shit off the roof.
Shit. And it's just
when people are shitting in gold toilets, and there's people who haven't even got money to give their kids a bowl of fucking rice. There's a big problem in the world.
There's a product in the West, right, that you can buy. That it's gold flecks. You eat it, and it makes you shit have gold flecks in.
Like
they used to put that in alcohol in Ireland.
Come on, man.
Goldschlager.
Literally flushing money down the toilet. Literally.
There is. I've seen it in will I name the country? A fucking awesome country. I loved it. Moldova. I was at Moldova. I was there. It is a really poor country. Really, really poor country. Like the roads and the corruption and that's in the government there is just phenomenal. But like, I was walking down the main street, and this thing, you could fucking take bats in the fucking potholes on the main drag, like O'Connell Street or on fucking Oxford Street. I don't know the English streets.
Oxford Street be a good one.
Yeah. I like the likes of that. And I'm looking at this building, and here comes a fucking roller door comes up, and out comes a Ferrari, man. And I'm looking, going, what the fuck? Because the plaster was falling off the building. And I'm fucking saying to me, mate, he married a Moldovan girl, and we were there for the wedding. And he said, no, that's what it's like. He said, inside there, he said, there could be fucking gold plated on the ceiling in that apartment. He said, but see the apartment next door to it, he said, there might be fucking 15 people from one family. Or maybe like 5 families in the one little box room. That is how the difference is there. Like in the same building, you could have it. You know?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I mean, because obviously it's a lot more visual.
Yeah.
Sort of in I suppose what we would consider the Anglo-West, sort of Canada, America, the US, the UK. It is divided up. They build boroughs. It gets separated areas, get gentrified. And there's a very clear line between the sort of the more run-down area and the more affluent areas.
Oh yeah.
Whereas a lot of, I don't know whether it be cultural differences or whether it's a thing of you then don't want to show that you are wealthy in that area, because if they don't have a different region for you to move to, and you just accumulate your wealth. Yeah, you're not going to want the outside of your house to look like you've got shit worth stealing inside.
I certainly wouldn't. I mean, especially if you know you're in that environment and there's people around that need, you certainly don't want to advertise that you have excess.
Yeah.
What do? You don't. It's more of a case of that can be done in a very humble way. Do you know that kind of way? And I'm not talking about obviously the stark contrast that GB was talking about just now. Right. I'm talking about, say, somebody might be doing a small bit better than you are. Do you know that kind of way? And that happens too. But a case like an awful lot of that comes with ego, and I sort of brought this forward on the Women of Weed podcast. Does neoliberalism and capitalism drive that sort of mentality? Do you know that kind of way that I have to show off because I have made it? I have, or to whatever echelon that you managed to get to. Do you know that kind of way? You may not be Jeff fucking Bezos, but you might be the guy in your fucking street that's doing it. Right. Do you know that kind of way? And it's like, you don't have to fucking do that. Like, do you know what I mean? You can be sound about it and just fucking, and just be reserved. It's just a decision. Do you know that kind of way? Anyway, sorry you said that.
No, it's really interesting because it just reminded me of something. I think it was a meme I saw a while ago, and it was, what was the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? Billionaires wearing tracksuits and fucking $20 shirts from Walmart or whatever else, you know what I mean? Whereas the millionaires are trying to look rich. Whereas you pass a certain level, it's not the case you have to try. You just, you can have everything you want. So
to reach the level of billionaire, you have to be fucked up in the head in some way, and you don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. You just work. I don't care what I'm wearing. I've got work to do. Got to get back to the office. Got to do this.
How come I ain't a billionaire then?
Yeah, exactly right.
But you work like one. If you were getting paid properly, if you set up your own business and got that shit up and running and work the way you do,
don't tease me, man.
Smashing it.
Don't tease me.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
But that's part of the illusion, though, is it not?
Yeah, but then that would mean I'd have to give the government money, and I ain't fucking doing that.
Well, no, because once you pass a certain level, you won't have to give them shit. This is the thing of it.
That's true.
That's the other side of it, is the working poor of most global fucking regions will pay more tax than that area's rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The way that they have structured this is absurd. How the fuck they've got away with it for this long is ridiculous. How you end up with companies like Apple and Google and Amazon and shit that technically aren't really based anywhere, not paying tax anywhere. So they've generated all this extra money. They now control these vast sums of individuals through their workforce. They're then sacking and destroying any attempts of unionization. They're then buying or literally getting them kicked out of office to politicians that don't agree with them. They are so beyond powerful now that before soon, they will literally just buy a country. Once a country goes into fault, someone like Amazon will go, if we buy that, we can actually say that's our home and not have to like do all this lies.
We can make our own laws
anywhere.
Yeah, it's incorporated. That was a good TV show. It was something very similar to that. It was the governments had no power, they had no healthcare, they had no and it was just fucking lawlessness outside. And the corporations had big cities and like states that were like all of them, and they had the best of everything, and you couldn't go outside. Oh no, you'll get the fucking clap out there. You know? But yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's the way it's going, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the way it's going, man. Completely.
Yeah. I mean, I keep mentioning the bloody government. Everybody keeps mentioning the government, but it's sad that they're all having shit to do with the illegal activities that we're not allowed to do.
Well, no, I blame the governments because it's the governments that allow the rich and the things to do this, and they kowtow to them. Like we were declared a tax haven in Ireland. Either just before Christmas or just after Christmas. I think we're one of 12 official.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Only for people outside of Ireland.
Yeah. This isn't for us normal Joe Soap people. This is an actual Ireland is a tax haven. It has been declared as a tax haven by the United Nations or the EU. It was one or the other. I have links. I will forward them on to you.
Fucking hell! I didn't hear anything about this.
We are because you didn't hear about it in the mainstream media.
No,
it wasn't spoken about.
Here you go. So just giving that a quick Google. I don't know when this is dated, but it says that is Ireland the world's biggest tax haven? In the space of just 3 months in 2015, one company funneled 300 billion euros through Ireland to avoid taxes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We knew that was going on. Like Apple still owe Ireland fucking what is it, 14 or 15 billion or something like that?
14 billion in tax, and it's not just Apple. It's not just Ireland. They owe tax to everybody, and now everybody, all of the European countries are holding Ireland to account. Going, well, you owe us this. But
and the thing is, right? If any one of us, if they came up with anything where it's had any kind of the words avoided taxes involved, we would be fucked. You like they avoided 300 billion in taxes by going through Ireland. Ha 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 ha. Good on Google. That's it. What the fuck are you talking about here, man?
We look at what happened with fucking Trump when his things actually came out in the end about the rates of tax that he paid. People went, the news and shit were like, he's a smart man. He's figured out a way to reduce his taxes. People weren't disgusted by it. Again, it's part of this. We've got this kind of fucking Stockholm syndrome of this ruling elite. And it's worse in the UK because of the monarchy. That people actually accept this idea of subservience from birth. Nobody goes, who's that magic bitch with the fucking gold throne? Why does she have money? Why does she? The idea that somebody by birth can be better, or now by a royal lottery, if effectively buying a prince or princess, you can get you into this elite club.
There's so many princesses now, man. I can't even take. One of them popped up the other day, and it was like, "I've had a baby. Grand. How much should I pay for that?" Do you know what I
mean? Where'd you come from? Yeah.
What?
It is mad.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Oh, no, I don't know, man. It's just like, any sort of entitlement. And then they have the audacity to fucking go after Meghan Markle. Is it Markle? I don't actually know her name.
Entirely a distraction, because
that's 100%.
The British are that racist. They go, well, look at that slightly brown girl over there. That's
I don't like her.
Family bloodline.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't look at Matt Hancock and the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, considering the Windsors have got German heritage, where does that shit come from? Hey,
Germanic.
There's a museum in Amsterdam you can stand at. I can't remember the name of the museum, but I was half tripping on mushrooms at the time, so I can understand why I can't remember it. But it shows you that the timeline of the houses, all of the royal houses coming out of Denmark, and then how they basically conglomerated and took over Europe through fucking nobility. Crazy.
Marry each other and create a new clan. You can have that country, and we'll keep your nan.
Well, again, I think all that shit's moving to the past. So I think with the information that's so easily available to us, people are pissed off. But corporations are only powerful because we allow them to be, and the more information people get, the more conscious they are of where they're buying things from. So they're more likely to support the smaller companies rather than going to these big-ass, rich-ass companies avoiding taxes and hiring children to build their products. Then you'll be like, we're not going to use that company anymore.
That actually depends on how easy it is to gain other services, because if you can't gain other services like equal to the services that you're getting from those, then you're going to continue and you're going to still spout bullshit and say, oh, I don't support these countries.
But some people are willing to make that sacrifice, and I think these big companies infringe on them rules, the more people are going to be more willing to make them sacrifices as well.
Yeah, but
a lot of people don't use Amazon anymore because of the way they treat their employees, and people love Amazon.
Yeah,
it's pretty difficult though. If you then want a product, Amazon's basically going to be one of your only places. You either
not even
during a lockdown, you can't even go to a shop and buy it.
But
not even just that.
90% of the time, you can get it from somewhere else. So 90% of their sales will be gone. They're left with 10%. They're a lot less powerful than.
Don't fucking try.
Something is every little bit is something against them.
No, you're right, because here's the thing. It's like I went with that mentality, and I was like, okay, grand, I'll go over to eBay and have a look and see. And it's like, you can shorten it down. You can go, grand, this item is in the UK. It's only around the corner. You know what I mean? It's not, doesn't have to travel from overseas. I do all of that, and the fucking thing still comes in an Amazon package.
Yeah, because it's drop shipped from China.
Buy Amazon packaging.
But
you can buy Amazon packaging on eBay.
But I mean, how do you win? How do you win? Like,
when you go to Amazon, you go to buy a product. You can find that product from the website that's selling it and cut out all of them sort of platforms. You can go to that actual website and buy it direct, and that's always the best way. It takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, but depending on the way the mechanism's set up, if they're going to save by actually posting it through an Amazon system, then they're going to post and distribute that. So it's not only what you're doing, it's what the sellers then doing there.
Exactly.
Right? So as Maka just said, like they're complete. There was one of the things happened was it government PPE? Some of it turned up in fucking Amazon packaging.
Yeah.
There's a company got a contract and they've basically gone on Amazon, bought it, and they pocketed the change.
Wow.
So this actually, the conversation we've just had brings me on wonderfully to, I agree, Mackie. I hope that people will work towards backing an industry that they believe in over convenience, which is what we're going to see over the next 10 years with global legalization.
It's just more sustainable at the same time as well. So more sustainable when you buy local.
Yeah, I happen to agree and make every effort to do it, and just know obviously that it's a cumulative thing. So the more of us that do it, the bigger the impact that it's going to have. However, obviously we still have to take down fucking neoliberalism and capitalism. You know what I mean?
Very difficult to do.
Yeah. So this is why I'm asking about then. So what we're seeing with cannabis, if we're seeing the conglomeratization of the medical cannabis companies with the medical cannabis industrial complex, they'll arrive at a point of such a large scale and global ubiquity that again they won't pay tax. So what they'll actually be doing is making billions out of all of the communities of people who are consuming, because they're buying that because they've got ubiquity, because they were the ones who forced the politicians to write the licenses to give them distribution rights.
Yeah.
They take that billions out of the country.
See, but they're
going to siphon out and hide it. Whereas if we can keep that cottage industry, if we can have mom and pop shops, if we can have community organizations and systems that are ensured that that money doesn't work up a hierarchy and disappear offshore, that it actually circulates around and does what it does now. Because if the legal market strips more money out of the UK than the illegal market currently, then we really shouldn't fucking do it. Because at least now, if you're buying from a local kid down the way, he's going to use that money and he's going to spend it, make sure his kid's got some clothes on his back, and he's going to do that in the local shop. You know what I mean? So that money's going to circulate and stay in that economy. Whereas if he's then going and buying from some dispensary that's part of a chain, that's part of a larger company, that's part of a shell company, their money disappears.
But the thing is, weed belongs to the people, and it always has. No matter what they've tried to do to restrict it, we're still sitting here now, smoking it, getting high, growing it. It will always belong to the people. There's nothing they can do about it. So it doesn't matter how big the companies get and how powerful they get. If you want to grow weed, you can grow weed. You can get the seeds, you can grow the plant.
So we can empower ourselves and access it ourselves, but then there's still millions more that wouldn't, because it'll still be illegal.
Yeah.
So then we have to figure out a way that we have that right enshrined.
No, but it's when it's legalized and all these companies have got the monopoly over it. That still won't matter. We can still get these small mom and pop companies coming out and producing craft cannabis.
The way I see it though
Depends on the license.
yeah, of course, but at the same time, look, what you're alluding to there should be the base level, man. Do you know that kind of way? It's like you've got your weed now, you can smoke it. It's good. But that's like level 0 in a game of 100 levels. Do you know what I mean? We've got to fucking bring that shit to the top and fucking make sure the potential here is more than the individual. Do you know? That's my point, I guess, you know? But it would be nice to not be persecuted. You know, that kind of way.
That's the major thing. It's just we don't want the stigma. That's the big thing. People don't want to be feeling as if they're criminals just because of the choice of herbs they inhale. And the only way that will change is if it's legalized, and then even after legalization, it will take a while before the stigma dies down. People stop thinking as cannabis is the devil's lettuce.
Well, you see, that's the thing. It's stigma. Stigma is an awful lot of it, Mackie. Like, I know over in my neck of the woods, if you're a stoner, you are just as bad in so many people's eyes. You may as well be fucking standing there with a needle hanging out your arm. You know, and your class is the same thing. You're called a junkie. You know, oh, you look at you, junkie cunt. Over
it's
there,
just all about ignorance and
weed.
Education.
No?
And the more people are exposed to it, the more they see that, hold on, this isn't so bad.
But then we need to go a step further than that. We need discrimination laws.
Yeah.
So if you lose your job or somebody discriminates against you or commits a hate crime because you consume drugs, that we should be as protected as any other group. We're making a decision because we have a certain philosophy. That's the same as religious ideals. We deserve that protection. It is nobody's fucking business what drug I put in my system. It's society's business if I then act a dickhead on it. That's not the drug. That's me acting a dickhead while consuming the substance. So I should then take responsibility for that. We shouldn't then go down the alcohol route of if we then allow people to consume all these drugs and we get there to then disengage with responsibility and kind of go, I was just on MD or I was just a bit coked up.
Well, that's a big thing. I know in Ireland they just say, he was pissed. He was pissed when he's normally not like that, George, or things like. He was very drunk. And he must go through a bit of treatment and it'll be all right and things like that. I always say you don't see the A&E full of pissheads or full of stoners at the weekend. You see them full of pissheads that are abusing everybody and things like that and causing trouble. If they legalise cannabis, there is a lower. It shows across. There is evidence that people drink less. I know myself personally, since I upped all my cannabis use up like drastically. I gave up. I gave up all the drink, everything. I don't have any fucking shitty head, anything anymore. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And I know loads of other people who are the very same. They don't drink. They might drink on a special occasion,
a wedding or something,
like a wedding or things like that. Like, but they're not going to. They don't go to the pub or they might even go to the pub still and might have a point over the space of a couple of hours. I know. I go to the pub. I just drink Coke.
Yeah, I'm just a complete non-conformist, man. Even at a wedding, if someone's like, "You drinking?" I'm like, nah. Well, what? Nah, I don't feel like.
These
it,
days, yeah.
If I feel like it, then I'll have one. But if I don't, then
I've actually transitioned from green beer to a Mackie in that regard. It's like, honest to fuck, it's like it was going. Oh, do you know what? I'll have just a little bit with my dinner. Like, oh, it's nice, isn't it? Nowadays, it's just like. I actually have a 4-pack downstairs that I bought before Christmas, and it's still not in the fridge. I can't be fucked with it. Like, do you know, it's just like
I'm 100% with you, Mac. Or Mac. I'm 100% with you, man. Because I'm the same. Like, I've oceans of drink here in the house, man. Me and the other half, neither of us drink. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's the same when we go out. I come back and I go to anything. I always have at least fucking 10 to 15 spliffs pre-rolled and in my box, ready to go just in case. Because I don't drink anywhere. Even on holidays, like, it was the same. I was like, so many people were like, because my friends don't drink either, like, we're all kind of dry shits in a way because I'm the only one that fucking smokes. Does that, like, but
it's the same for me and my mates. When we were young, we all used to smoke together, but they've all
they've all stopped.
Fingers. They've all grown up. Yeah, whatever, man. And then we go out and it's like, are you having a drink? You gonna have a drink? Nah. How come we're all drinking? It's like, I'll tell you what, I'll have some of that. If you come outside and have a spliff with me, like, nah, I'm not touching that. It's like, well, I'm not touching that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But they look down on you. They look down on you like that, and that's what pisses me off.
Well, I've got a mate, and he's always, I'll be like, all right, then get me a double JD, and then they'll bring me the double JD. I'm like, yo, Reg, check this, man, drink that, and he'll neck it. But no, it's like, yeah, tasty, yeah. Delicious.
But it's I've so many people that kind of look at you and kind of like look at you in disgust when you say you don't want to drink or that you don't drink. What's wrong with you? Did you have a problem?
You're offending me now.
No.
You're offending me now.
I think the Irish and Northerners share something common in that. When I first gave up drinking, people would look at me like I was insane.
Yeah,
they're like, you don't drink.
What do you do?
I found something better.
Are you allergic? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, what we've just spoke of there is exactly the mechanism that we'd see that would actually help alleviate, say, meth consumption, which was one of the things we raised as a concern. That access to other substances means that people will find what works for them, and they will titrate it. So whereas if you're saying the only intoxicant you're allowed is alcohol, even if it doesn't agree with you, that's your only option, or your safe, legal only option. That even if you get fucked up on it, the system, even if you wake up in the cells in the morning, the cops will still treat you right and they won't fucking press charges or anything like that. They won't ruin your life. You know what I mean? Even if you get caught drunk driving now, you still you lose your license for a year, you get a fine or whatever else, but it's still treated as it's nothing. You know what I mean? The acceptance that alcohol has gained.
It's not even just it's just the not intolerance. Just the persecution of cannabis itself, as we said. TG was talking about on our show. Somebody in his province was after getting sent down for child abuse, and like he got 2 or 3 years or something. I was like, yeah, that'd be like what they get over here. Like, it's fucking horrendous. But he said, now if I sold that child fucking a bit of weed to
One
get
joint.
over one joint, to get over the trauma or help, he would have got 10 years. Yeah. Or something along those lines. It's fucking madness. Like, how can things that can be so fucking wrong be punished and be so leniently just, oh, yes, you ruined a person's life, a child's life, and their fucking thing forever. But, like, yeah, okay, you smoked that spliff, oh, you're going to prison forever.
But it's the consequences. They can let 1 million children be abused and it won't destroy the fabric of their system. If they give up drug control, they lose Section 23. They can't see somebody they don't like and go, let's to look in his pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't target us. They can't destroy our lives. If they suddenly can't persecute us legally, they lose control. And if 6 million people in the UK, the creative, wonderful, unique, diverse people that we are, can suddenly go from having to hide our lives and having day-to-day anxiety and depression about the world that we live in as a consequence of prohibition, are welcomed into society, and our ideas are listened to, and we're not persecuted simply for our choices, the difference we would make in a generation, you would see 100 years of change.
Faster even. Like, I'll tell you, we still have to remove the stigma even when it's legalized. I'd be in the fucking street dancing every fucking day. 1 o'clock, oh, he's out there again. Look at him. He's fucking, you know, I can't dance either, by the way. I can't speak and I can't dance. So I'm sure there was a song about that somewhere.
I've changed loads of people's view of like stoners. I mean, I openly smoke. I have openly smoked for at least 20 years. I repair houses for a living to a very good standard, and I smoke all bloody day long while I'm doing it. So there's no stoners make mistakes, stoners can't remember shit, stoners can't measure shit, stoners can't do this shit. I do all sorts of things that like totally throw that stoner flipping stereotype off. And I've converted so many people into thinking, oh, maybe it's not so bad after all.
You're looking for work here? I'm missing half a wall.
You're a bit far away from me, I think.
Well, I'm only I'm in Liverpool, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's not that far.
That's not only up the road from you.
But I'd be the same as you, Ian. Like, I smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hide anywhere where I smoke. Yeah. And I'm the same. Like, I have a lot to lose. Like, if the fucking law did kick in, it's not just my life that'd be ruined. I have 70 odd employees that work for me. I'd lose my license, so all of them, they would all lose their jobs. So that's like a village, you could say. You know, that would lose their livelihood
after that,
just because of me. You know,
Not because of you.
No, because
you know
it's yours
on
cannabis.
Yeah, but that's like it's the not complications, not complications. The
simplification.
Yeah,
kind of like the
consequences that comes from it does be phenomenal from fucking one little action or something. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard it time and time again of people that were younger, they were experimenting with drugs when they were in the teenage years. They got caught by the police, taken home, kicked out of the house. They then end up having to sleep on couches with dealers and whatever else, then having to deal to get money to actually feed themselves. Then you work up the hierarchy, because when you're in the community, in the world, you don't see the shade of it. You only see the light. Do you know what I mean? And so you think you're doing good, and your society, the people around you, reward you for this. So you're in that feedback loop, and you're going and you made an experiment with other substances. And actually, because of the pain of feeling isolated and lost and disconnected from your family unit, you would then more likely to have a dependency on these things, which again takes you on that trajectory. Then say if your gang or whoever organization gets raided and you get caught up in that shit, you get a prison sentence. You go to prison, you can't get access to weed, but you can get heavier substances. So again, your dependency strengthens. You kick back out onto the street after this. You're then given £200 and told to not fuck up again, and a tent by some actual authorities in this country, which is fucked up. They then expect you not to go back to your other contacts and start that life again, and in this cycle until you end up in a homeless situation where you can't support yourself. You've got no contacts because everyone you worked with is in prison or dead. And your life's gone. You're fucking in your 40s and you've not managed to accumulate anything.
Very true.
That's not your fault.
They've done it to so many people as well. It's happened to so many.
And then you look at the blue collar side of it as well. Simply, you have people that have good jobs, that have gone to college, have gone to things, and then all of a sudden, because they got caught with a a fucking bit of weed and they've gone to prison, and maybe not had even even somebody that was like me. I know a couple of years ago it was a lot stricter, but like if you had 2-3 plants, if you were caught, you were automatically no, that wasn't for you. That's too much weed that's too much cannabis for one person. You were dealing. You were dealing. They didn't care. They didn't look for fucking to see if there was evidence of that. There was loads of fucking cash buried in the house or anything. That was just automatically you were dealing. Yeah. You couldn't get into Australia then, America then. You couldn't. Your life essentially was ruined. Yeah. You couldn't get a job. You couldn't get a proper job because if you turned around, what can you say? Where have you been for the last 5 years? I was in prison.
Yeah.
You know, and then they go, oh, yeah. Well, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
And God help you if you have a stereotypical Irish mammy. Fuck. Yeah. Putting that guilt on you, my God.
Never ends. That last
luckily,
love you, ma'am, just in case you're watching.
And the stereotypical nanny, but luckily she didn't live with us.
Yeah.
But it just shows that on the flip side of this, that same kid, if they were say in Eton or somewhere like that, and they were caught with a bit of cocaine, then police are not involved. The parents then go, here's 10 grand to make sure this doesn't appear on the record. You know what I mean? And that becomes Boris fucking Johnson or Michael fucking Gove. Yeah. You know what I mean? And these pricks then get to stand there and go, oh, well, drugs and we need to be harder. And then go to one of 12 subsidized bars where they can get pissed more.
Or the toilets.
And the toilets where they're all getting sniffed up. Exactly. Yeah. and
love to have a blue light in there.
100% pure shit as well, not the 10% we get.
Straight out of
Farmer.
We're already talking.
I'll just pop round the corner and see you, mate. Well, what's the name? Victoria Adkins, isn't it?
Hey,
come on, bitch, get your husband involved here.
Here's an interesting one, right? So obviously the British became the global drug trade, the head of the global drug trade, when we were sort of running and taking over India. So we were with the opium trade and everything else, and we were involved in hashish. We got involved in fucking everything. Then we obviously diversified more into opioids. So we're actually still one of the biggest movers of opioids in terms of the money comes through the UK. We're actually still the world's largest importer of medical cocaine. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but there's an extraordinary number that we imported one year. And then the number that we exported in medical products the same year is drastically low. It's like less than 10% of that original amount. So then one does have to wonder where the fuck that extra coke is.
Cut 90%.
It's madness when they look at like how much does it cost. I know in the UK it's expensive, but in Ireland it's fucking more expensive. Everything in Ireland is more expensive than fucking in the UK. I assure you that they're fucking robbing bastards over here.
It's gonna swap though because of Brexit. All of the fucking Europe trade.
It's gonna go together.
So you're gonna end up with just so much more shit. But interestingly, so there's Bolivia announced recently they did economic calculation that said that they spent 10-point-something billion eradicating cocaine every year. So many hundreds of thousands of farmers were dependent on cultivating it every year for them to be able to feed themselves and their families. So they did a calculation of what it would cost to buy it at the market rate at their end, and it will cost them about 500 million less. So they're trying to put together a proposal to take to the UN to nationalize their cocaine trade. So that's again is the next step of this, is that if the governments then get smart to it, there are regions in the world, say if Afghanistan went, we're going to nationalize our opium production, or if Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, that kind of the Golden Triangle region, if they kind of went, we're going to nationalize our drug infrastructure, that's going to destroy the Western pharmaceutical model. So that's the next side of it, is they've gone from having the war on drugs is now going to be actual wars to countries to cease them bringing forth international trade of commodities that will collapse slush funds. Because if you believe, or if you researched what happened with the Iran-Contra deal, where the CIA were caught selling cocaine via the real Rick Ross in LA and other places to help fund the Nicaraguan rebels. So that's continued just because we live under the 30-year rule. So every 30 years we get to find out what the fuckers we're up to. But then we still have another 30-year period of wonder what they've been up to. Yeah. So in 30 years, we'll find out that these fuckers are probably doing the same exact thing.
Guaranteed.
So yeah, it's what we were saying before. The higher you get up, the worse they get because they become governments and corporations and people of that level.
Where's the reset button?
Start off with good intentions, though. I've found you get to that level and you're told basically either follow that line or piss off. Because half the decent politicians, they start off great in the first couple of years, and then all of a sudden they change their shit.
But fucking Stephen Donnelly is one of them straight away. He's our health minister. Fucking
he's getting battered like 100 days straight now. People, you seen that on Twitter, have you?
I'm not on Twitter at all.
You know the core Cannabis Club.
I know that. Yeah, fucking
shout out.
Good girl.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
basically every day. Here's a reason you need to fucking listen to this. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. She's up to like day 100 or something like that.
Yeah,
fuck me, man.
She gives it to them all.
Yeah.
But like he was in favour of it like before he came into power when he was independent. And he had said it like numerous times, and even when he came into power, he didn't say it again, but he said that he stood by what his statements in the past. And then, like, we have another person who is like the head of the Green Party. They're the only political party that actually has a cannabis policy that they're meant to be pushing. And then he turns around and says, Ireland is not ready for cannabis. What fucking serious type of fucking...
You should see this lad, though. You should see this lad. The guy is sleeping in the doll.
Yeah, he's unreal, this chap. Like, he talked about, like, getting people in lockdown, get out and put planters, and like it'll help combat the CO2 emissions, but it'll put a cheer on everyone's face. He's a fucking loony bin. He is ruining this country with his fucking things. He's talking about banning turf. Boom, straight across.
Off the board, yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say the other day? He said the other day, and this is actually a quote as far as I'm going to bollocks it up so it's not a quote, but you know. He's like, when you burn wood, sure, there's no pollution.
What?
Yeah, because you're burning it then and there's no pollution. Okay. This guy is the head of the fucking Green Party.
Again, it just shows that the politicians are not, even if they are well intentioned, a lot of them are not. A lot of them are puppets, people that are then groomed into these positions. So again, it makes you wonder what's happening in the chambers of power, that somebody's going in like, yeah, and then coming out like, oh.
The only reason how they're in power, Simpa, is not even money, is because it'd be the only chance in hell that they would have ever got into power, because they'd never got into power again if it hadn't been for the coalition that they had to go into. That's the only reason why that they are in there, and because it's not the agenda, he has to come up with this mad bullshit reason and saying, oh, we're not ready for it and things. I'm sure he doesn't feel that way himself personally, and I don't want to knock the man because of things that he said on national radio or on national telly or on media, because it is so censored over here. It is unbelievable. Like, you don't hear so much shit. It's only what they want you to hear. You know this even from the water protests, Macca.
Yeah. Like
there was hundreds of thousands of people, and they go, there was thousands of people here.
But again, this is exactly both things that you've said there are the same stuff. It's rhetoric. It's manipulation of language. So them saying there's thousands is as true as saying there's 100,000, because 100,000 is made up of thousands.
Yeah.
So the same way them standing there and going, we are not ready. What he doesn't mean is an island is ready. It means the political apparatus and the companies that they're working in tandem with, they haven't developed the infrastructure. They're not ready yet. So it's the same thing the Tories do when they stood up with Jeremy Corbyn and they went, we need to protect our economy. They weren't fucking talking about this shit.
Theirs.
They were talking about the assets and the monopolies that they had built, the legislation that they had corrupted to ensure their lasting profiteering.
Oh yeah. Sure, it's the same. It's in the last collapse that we had here, Simpa. The reason why they bailed out the banks is because half of the cabinet and half of the TDs had fucking underwritten these fucking bonds for the banks of millions, and if they hadn't bailed out the banks,
and I lost it.
These would have all lost all of their fucking basically everything. So they rather say, oh no, let all the rest of the country suffer. We'll still keep what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be okay.
Sounds about right.
And we'd be sweet.
And currently, the political state in Ireland is like Coronation Street. Actually, do you know what? Do you know what? That's a compliment. It's like fucking It's like Hollyoaks. It's like Hollyoaks or something like that. Like, do you know what I mean?
I would even say worse. It is like Fair City. No, that's all it is, because it is just pure and utter bullshit. They can't even fucking... They're releasing statement. They're releasing all the information through leaks.
Yeah.
Not even that, like, it's blatant corruption and cronyism that happens. Like, even our former Taoiseach, that's our Prime Minister in the UK, say, our Taoiseach. He's the Taoiseach now, so he's the PM now. He came out, like, not so long ago, and it was, like, all the big contract. And he gave the contract to the opposite party, or to the opposite fucking union, and goes, oh, this is what they're looking for, basically, because he's a friend of a friend. You know?
Not
and this all came out, but yet he's still there going, oh, yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have really done that. Oh. But yeah, he's still there, and he's still getting his fucking hundreds of thousands a year, like, and getting his pensions for hundreds of thousands a year when he's finished.
Well, they've learned from the best.
Oh, they fucking have, you know. Well,
that's a British joke, by the way, just in case anybody else doesn't get it.
Well, yeah, exactly that. I mean, they've perfected it over the past 100 years in the UK. They have perfected how to weaponize legislation and how to disempower and disenfranchise the average person from politics by speaking in such that nobody wants to. You can't fucking listen to it. And then grandstand for like 12 fucking hours on a debate that doesn't bring up anything of relevance to the actual people that are affected by the debate. You know what I mean? It's completely ineffectual. It's a pageantry. That's all it is.
It's exactly what it is.
It's the Bill Hicks thing of I like the puppet on the left, I like the puppet on the right. It's like they're the same puppeteer. It's the same guy. And it's neoliberalistic capitalism since the fucking 80s, since Reaganomics and Thatcherism and deregulation max. They have just managed to flip the script and go that the idea of having public services is bad. Everything should be private. Private's better, and the profit driver is what's going to get you better services. It's what's going to get us a better country. And it just hasn't. And they've perpetuated the lie of trickle-down economics, and they've got aspirational porn on television with fucking like things like Britain's Got Talent or X Factor or any of these things that you, a normal person, can have one of these magic talents and become one of these infinitely better people, and you'll get this wonderful life. It's the 15 billion credits episode of fucking Black Mirror. It's as perverse and as sick as that when you actually look at it. So the way that the TV works, the way the adverts, social media, everything is there to manipulate you into living a life that you otherwise wouldn't want to. We are not free. We are entirely enslaved by everything. We have the illusion of choice, and to most people, that's still too much fucking choice.
Yeah, no, it's actually true. I've actually had a conversation with people at a job I was working at, and I think the premise was that getting dressed for work was too hard, as in because you couldn't really wear the same thing every day, and people were like, you have all of this internalization, and it was like, wouldn't it be great if somebody could just decide that for me? I was like, listen to how you're talking. Listen to, you want to be fucking like lined up and go, grand, here's your fucking grey tracksuit. By the way, I'm totally wearing a grey tracksuit. But, but some people want that. And I'm kind of going, going back to the simulation theory, it's like, who the fuck are you then? Do you know what I mean? If we're the ones that are trying.
317.
Yeah. It's like, I want a vanilla experience, please. I don't know. See, now I've lost my train of thought. You're not the only one that does it, mate.
Man, it's like
quite a lot.
Some people would like to go back to when the pyramids were built and like live the life of a pyramid builder. You don't know what people are going to want for entertainment in 5,000 years' time.
True.
No, but more to the point, would you want to go back to be a pyramid builder if it turned out that they were actually slaves and you had some cunt fucking whipping the shit out of your back going, I don't want to be here, I want to be the fucker up there.
If you were
sadomasochist, you got there, wouldn't you?
But the thing is, you wouldn't live the whole life there.
Can I have a refund, please?
You wouldn't live the whole life there. You might only be there for a couple of hours, but to make it seem realistic, you have them memories implanted to make it seem as if you lived a whole lifetime. You haven't really. You've only been there a half hour.
Want to be
so after the experience, you have the PTSD from this experience of being a slave all your life. Then.
And you weren't even there.
Game. It's just a game.
PTSD from playing a game. That's a new
Really?
No, but you wouldn't get it because it's PTSD from a game. The games nowadays, which
they'd call it
screen,
something
can be
else.
graphic
No,
enough
but
to
you
give
said you
people
lived the life.
PTSD.
You lived the life of a
PTSD.
slave. You experienced it firsthand through a neural link.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have the depression about that.
That's the history lesson.
What if
That's the history documentary.
what if the billionaires were just hackers?
Maybe that is the case.
Ooh, yeah. They found the cheat codes in the simulation.
That's it.
I've been smoking Big Bud.
Just appears everywhere.
They got the walkthrough, innit?
It's something that Mackie brought up there.
Down, left, right, BA.
Don't forget start. But something that Mackie you brought up, I think you alluded to it, but like I read an article, was it today or yesterday, that said that scientists were. Was it, sorry?
I don't know. I just said yesterday.
Oh, all right, fuck you.
It's on Friday.
I've lost me train of thought. No, I haven't. Fuck you. No, it was communicating. Scientists have actually found a legitimate way to communicate with somebody while they're having a vivid dream, like proper Inception shit. Like, and that's legit. So I haven't actually fully read that article. I don't know why I
it's
brought
all
it up.
about gaming technology. We've all been around to see the evolution of gaming from the very start.
Yeah.
And look where we are now from when we were kids playing Pong or Pac-Man on the Atari.
Yeah.
You know, look how far we've come in just a short space of time.
You seen Death
And
Stranding?
let's see that we progress at a similar rate to what we progress at now. Or even, let's just say, at a 1% rate at what we progress at now. It doesn't matter as long as we keep progressing. If we keep progressing after a certain amount of time, we will have games that are far. You can't distinguish them from reality.
Feel like Star Trek.
Not be able
I feel
to
like a
tell the
holodeck.
difference.
Would the issue then
Pretty
not
much.
be that we could only create the simulation back to the point we had the data to simulate it?
No, because you could simulate it.
But you'd
But if
be
we-
able to
but-
simulate
no, but
it and
if-
make up what you think it was.
But we could make a movie which is
Nice.
based 2,000 years ago. So we could make a game that was similar.
Yeah,
and you got
exactly.
to think as well, when we're that far in the future, we probably have AI of some kind that will be far more intelligent than we are
Well, I
and could
suppose it would-
provide this type of entertainment for us.
I
Yeah,
suppose it
absolutely.
would all be representative. So actually, then, if that means that the experience we have of the pyramids, in terms of what we see them as in the history we have, that then comes through the ideals of whoever programmed the game. So it's
Well,
their version
ZN
of the
came to my
pyramids.
house and ZN sat on the Titanic as it sank in my living room.
I do.
Nobody
Jack.
was there recording it, but they was able to simulate it with graphics to make it look like he was on the Titanic. And
That's
you can
pretty
tell
good.
that it isn't real. You can tell that it's VR. But VR is only like really 5 years old.
Well,
The PlayStation VR technology. So in 50 years' time, what kind of progression is that going to see?
But I think
There is a law. Moore's law sort of says that the amount of transistors on a CPU
Right.
will double every 2
Yeah.
years.
Every 18 months, isn't it?
No, well, it's probably every 18 months now because you've got flipping like multiplied.
But the thing
CPU
is,
what's
there
it?
is a maximum you can get to when you work with Moore's law. It doesn't go on forever. There is only a maximum amount of transistors you can fit on a chip.
If you keep
There
making
are-
them smaller.
Depends on the size of the chip.
You can only go down to the size of an atom, right?
So
Yeah,
far.
but you're not going to go down to a size of an atom on a switch because if that one atom fails, the switch dies. You
Yeah,
always
that's
have to
why
have
the computers come
redundancies
in.
within that. Yeah.
So there's only a certain limit we're going to be able to get to in that sense.
no, but that's only with base mechanics. Once we move into sort of biological
Quantum.
programming, which I mean, yeah, so quantum sort
And
of
that's what the
next
brain
level
is
of the
for,
physical
man.
realm, but
That-
then, yeah, once we learn how to encode DNA and things like that, the amount of information that we carry is ridiculous. And
Yeah,
amount
the
of information that you
processing
could put
power we
into
have.
it.
It just, the AI comes along and it's like these humans are not good for anything but making fucking mess and their computing power in their brain. So we'll put them in the pods, like in the Matrix, and we'll put them in a simulation,
Plug them in. Yeah.
like in the Matrix, and we'll use their
Use them for
computing power
Bitcoin mining.
to make our technology
For
stronger.
Elon Musk.
Buying Bitcoin. I love it.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
Ultimate penalty.
Yeah, what you're saying
We
is
live in a
completely.
simulation, and nobody's been able to convince me otherwise yet.
All right, so I think my definitive theory that I'm going with right now is that Elon Musk finds a way to become immortal, earns all the money in the fucking world. He's on Mars with the fucking create a simulation base, to mine Bitcoin for him on Mars, and he left a human colonist on a Matrix-style thing while the planet degrades and falls apart.
Elon Musk has to be a fucking...
Sounds about right, actually.
Sounds plausible.
I'll put it this with you, right? You can Google how to code AI and you learn it off of YouTube, right? I swear to Christ, you can. Not only can you do that, but you can learn how to use machine learning to use in combination with that, so that you can develop an AI that develops its own AI.
Yep, that's where the shit happens.
People can also go on YouTube to learn how to like renovate their bathroom, and believe me, I've seen a few, and it doesn't work.
Nailed it.
This is true. No, but it is legitimately possible.
Yeah,
what Mackie's saying. 100%.
I see what you're saying, but yeah. AI from YouTube.
We have to accept it, man. AI is going to come, and when it does, it's going to be massively powerful, and we must obey.
Have you seen?
There's already been something quite interesting. There was it Facebook or was it Google? They turned on two systems and got them to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And the first thing they did was create a language
to speak to each other. Yeah.
How fucking scary and sneaky is
that? You know, and everybody was like, "Aren't they wonderful?"
It's like, no, why are you talking?
They're not actually wonderful.
What's he saying? Shut it down!
My PC has suddenly developed AI of its own. It's very, very strange.
One day,
I upgraded a flipping PC because Windows 7 is like losing its support and shit. I upgraded a PC the other day that's totally separate to my PC. I put it on the network to get the updates and whatever, and now I've got a pop-up on my fucking PC telling me Windows 7 is out of date. How bastard weird is that? I've had no updates whatsoever to my PC since that time.
They're talking to each other.
So,
and the thing is, in 200 years' time, when they come back and they look at the historical files and get the conversation between them, and they figure out what they're saying, it was probably like, your mum. No, your mum.
Our system's better than yours, you twat.
Would it not be your motherboard?
You almost missed that one.
Your RAM is 300 cycles slower than mine. Ha ha!
CPU, you.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm actually sweating in here. My God.
Heating works then.
Yeah.
I think we should consider wrapping up because I think we've
we've gone for a couple of hours now.
We've done quite heavy, and we could literally probably go all goddamn night.
I feel like we could, and I feel like we've got an awful lot more to talk about, to be quite honest.
Well, I think we've covered everything, and we've solved a lot of world problems tonight.
Yeah, isn't it?
Good job, lads.
Everybody needs to grow their own weed.
Wait, the government. Macca, to be fair, I was going to rope you into joining these guys for their monthly live.
Only if they'd have me, like, to be quite honest about it. If there's space, no bother. I'm not going to invite
myself. What are you
myself.
saying about that simulation theory again?
Hey, hang on, let me kick you out.
Oh shit! Somebody else has the power. Shit, usually I'm the one with the sword, you know.
Edited.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it'd be great to have you over on horror.
Of course.
Oh no,
man.
Anytime, man. It'd be fucking great bit of skill. It'd be to say it's like this. The's no structure to hire and homegrown. You know, it's just we all just show up, get stoned to the bone, and have a great bit of fucking
banter.
You know, for the normal show, we're high on homegrown. We get high, but not stupidly high until about an hour and a half in.
Yeah, like now.
I also feel like
start off just high, but you know, higher on homegrown, we take it to the next level.
I am battered now.
I feel like Monkey's a dark horse here. We've got a couple of like you've been very quiet over there in that
corner.
He
doesn't understand what we say because
we're all from England, innit? Especially Durham. We've got no idea on Durham.
All this UK politics stuff like that. You know, I listen and I'm learning a lot, but no, I don't have a whole lot to add to that kind of stuff. But it's cool.
No, listen, man. You're more than welcome to chime in at any point in time. Like, you don't feel like you have to be like set in the corner. I said that to Simpa when we were talking on a previous podcast about music. Myself and Jules were just literally talking for about 25 minutes about music, and Simpa was like, I don't have anything to add to this. But he's a fucking writer, man. He's a writer. Do you know what I mean? He definitely does. So like, honestly, just butt in and get us out of the way.
Look, I was enjoying the conversation, laughing my ass off.
I'm just worried about you, man. That's all.
Great crack.
He'll chime in when he's ready. He's not shy.
No, believe me,
Far
I'm
from
not
it.
shy.
We'll obviously see you next week when we all get back together on the High on Homegrown podcast.
So it's next Monday.
No, Sundays. Every Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah. No, hold on. Yeah.
Higher.
Wait a minute.
Our podcast airs live every
On the
week.
first.
That's High on Homegrown every Sunday at 9 o'clock GMT. And then the first of every month, we do the special show, the Higher on Homegrown, which
will be
isn't
a week from
structured. We
today.
don't do news and things like that. Well, we might, but there's no structure. We just
Oh, I
get
see.
high and chat shit.
Cool. Yeah, nice one.
And we're watching Half Baked this week in Movie Club. We do
On
Movie
Thursday.
Club on Thursday. So you are more than welcome to join into that. We literally just get baked.
You have to sign up to the mailing list.
Yeah.
Mailing list.
And we just watch movies over Zoom. We take an intermission halfway through so that we can all re-roll, go use to Jacks, whatever you need to be.
Or wake up.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So yeah, and then we chat about it. Then, as Mikey was saying on the show, we replace that section with famous stoner, because famous stoner got a bit much.
Got
We're
old.
running out of famous stone.
Very hard to find. Very hard to find, especially to do with our side of the pond. It's so fucking hard to find out like stuff about activists and to find out like loads of facts about them and like shit that's happened throughout the day. It's just so hard to find stuff about people these days.
Yeah.
They're being a lot more secretive.
Well, I think people kind of have to in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
nature
Well,
of
we
it
do
is
in our
obviously what we
side of
do.
the world, yeah.
Even the dead ones are scared of getting nicked.
That's true.
Right, let's do it then. Let's say goodbye, everybody. Let's say goodbye. We do this fade off goodbye at the end of the show. So it's just
Some of us do.
If we don't, we can like, bye now.
See you later, chaps.
and then
It is.
hasta luego. Cheesy.
Hasta luego.
Slán a bhaile.
God.
It has been a fucking pleasure, guys. We'll have you
Yeah,
back
man.
again
Always
soon.
good
For us
Obviously,
too.
look
Like I
forward
said, it's
to
been fun.
Oh,
more-
Simpa, you're
more
here. I forgot you were here.
A few more voices than normal.
Oh, very slagging.
Right, so thank you very much to everyone for joining us. Thank you for everyone watching live. 10 whole people managed to stick around for the whole 2 hours.
Nice.
So great to see you guys. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on one of our podcast platforms, please do give us a like and a share. If you've enjoyed this, please do check out patreon.com/Simpa Life and chuck us a couple of quid to help keep the lights on. Check us out everywhere on social media at the Simpa Life. I've been Simpa, he's been Maka, and these wonderful folks have been a High on Homegrown podcast.
Yes.
Peace and love.
We're all waving too.
Yeah.
Bye.